Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our bi-yearly campaign, Tablestory's RagTags.
The second episode of the year.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us for our what's the century? Our century anniversary of the last RagTags. Yeah. Century anniversary. Should we break the news to Tuesday right now? Is that what we're?
Yeah. Anybody who was present,
I mean, it's kind of fresh. Yeah.
Anyone who was present for last week's Zigzags, Tuesday wasn't.
Okay.
Peachy kind of found out how to quick save and quick load in the game.
What?
Yeah. So I played an NPC and we quick saved at some point before Karen the elk died, and we wanted to save her. So we saved her, but then I died. Yeah, I died as an NPC, and NPCs don't get death saves. So we decided to try and quick load back toward before the fight, and we deleted the world.
They deleted the world.
Holy
corrupted the save.
shit!
They corrupted the save file.
Sorry.
And they destroyed everything.
It's gone.
Everything's gone.
No more everyone's children, and it's all frozen, and we're on the moon.
Yep.
There's already a new world, and you're not gonna like it.
Oh my god!
You're not gonna like it.
At the end.
Say who it's first. Don't say the two factions, Brad.
At the end of the last episode, we rolled up a new world in preparation for the next episode of Zigzags, which might be a full day-long Zigzags episode if the St. Jude's gets enough money.
That would be amazing.
But they created a whole new world. I'll tell you what it's called, the campaign, the module, if you'd like.
Yeah, go ahead.
Water World 2. Quest to America.
Literally. That's the campaign.
Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're $510 away from that on St. Jude here on the channel.
$500
510.
Easy.
towards the
510.
St. Jude
Easy.
fundraiser will win
Easy.
you a ginormous episode of Zigzags with at least minimum 8 cast members present.
Yes.
And they will be doing Water World 2,
That is
the
chaos.
Quest for America, or whatever the fuck we called it.
Starring Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner's already in it. He is Peachy's next character.
Yep. Oh God, Windows updates. No, please no.
That of Pumpkinberry who posted it in the chat. Yeah.
So yeah, sorry for coming into Zigzags and fucking destroying the world, but
Yeah.
we Final Fantasy quick loaded it and we corrupted the save.
I'm too impressed by the quick loading and quick saving to be upset.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
Characters were 13 feet tall. Zod was a 13-foot tall raccoon bugbear.
His name was Trash.
Yeah.
I miss Trash already.
His great Trash. That was his name. Yeah, Trash.
Trash was beautiful.
So yeah, hi everyone. Welcome to RagTags, not Zigzags. We had a really exciting episode last time. There were no quick saves or quick loads, but there was Reginald, a brand new companion that the friends made, or that the group made. There was Bristlebark Brightleaf, a friendly tree, a literal tree, and his NPC made by Inorganic Phosphate. Thanks, man, again for making Mog Sloth. That was the big old bugbear that was like the whole time. And there's still a burning city in the background from where all of you, burnt down.
Can we try and quick load to before the fire?
Right as Megan's going, oops.
I carefully hand the rod.
So let's real quick. Let's do some character intros real quick. Just real quick and snippety snap. We'll start with Mr. Zooty Booty. Tell him who you play, where you are.
Hi, hello.
And all that good stuff, my friend.
I play Kesh, who is a wood elf monk who was tasked with I guess trying to keep track of someone important to my liege, and that ended up kind of falling apart really quickly. And he's now trying to assist them in any way he can to get them, I guess, just out of danger's way. But they keep running into it head first, so that's working out really well for him.
Yeah.
It's called RagTags.
Same the show. Megan, Mr. Peachy Pixel.
Hello, I'm Megan and Peachy.
Pixel.
Like double. What? We had like one episode off and so much happened that I've completely forgotten where we are. I know we're going to Peakcliffe where my character doesn't want to go, but also Taldra is going to give him like 80 gold or 40, the other half of that 80 gold. So that's what I'm focused on, that, because otherwise my character's going to be like, see you guys later. But he wants that gold, right?
Mind on the money. Cream.
I'm hoping, Jay,
Get that money.
We get to go in some caves as well today.
Oh man.
I
Specifically,
would
Kate.
love to go into some caves.
Some
but
caves.
For some unknown reason.
Just caves.
Feeling
Just some,
spelunky. Okay.
some small caves. You could have some small caves. Some big caves.
Oh, that's why he wants to go into
Hey,
caves.
okay.
Caves, that would be
That
great.
makes perfect sense.
Oh. Kale, the person who loves caves almost as much as Megan.
Yes, I am very interested in going into another cave. I've looked for cures in all kinds of caves. And the reason I would do that is because I'm a weak little cleric, half elf, who is not actively dying anymore, but still not perfect. That's my quick and dirty intro.
Quick and dirty, I appreciate it.
Dirty.
Mr. Bradley Without.
Hello there.
Shut the fuck. Never mind, Brad. Shut the fuck up.
Okay, let's move on to the beginning of the episode.
Oh, man.
no,
That was an epic callback.
Yes. Yes, it was.
It was quick. It was
There
quick.
is a secret conversation going on in our Zoom chat. We cannot reference it here, but if you donate enough to the St. Jude fundraiser, then that will help us equal out our general karma for what was said. Thank you very much.
Things were
There are
said.
morally ambiguous things happening inside
Yeah.
of the bed, and we're going
Yeah.
to start the episode where last time we played, a lot of you had just kind of left this empty monastery city that was burning. You had sought a way out of this valley, run into some of these angry orcs that you had met a couple days prior, and they had confronted you. Throughout that confrontation, a serious kind of otherworldly show of force was brought out. Some kind of powers at B. Caldro choked out a giant fell orc that was transformed from your once friend Ugdumph.
World
Yes.
star.
And got a whip, a strange and curious fire whip that has 3 heads, one of which are always kind of curiously poking out and observing the surroundings. And there was a brief chat with Taldro's god at a hot spring. And he had told you, Taldro, to seek a warrior of his, an old knight of his. And you found Reginald the Sword. A long sword that was beautifully engraved with Reginald on the hilt. You had performed some kind of ritual that you didn't fully understand, but you had the keys kind of to the puzzle, and it unwound itself in front of you. And Reginald can talk. He came through, kind of splitting into your eardrums with a really grinding, annoying commentary. Talk to you a little bit about Kalimvor, your patron god, and unveiled some secrets for you about what was going on in the world. And I think now we find all of you as you're back by the hot spring, that little thicket of trees by the hot spring there. A kind of cold, almost deliberate breeze has started to rush into the valley. This breeze, it seems to get colder and colder or as time passes on here. And I think you guys just would have sought shelter where you know it best. This is a really thick a grouping of trees here where Megan had previously kind of fletched Zeros, kind of nearby the hot spring. Mogsloth has already said his goodbyes to Bristlebark and departed south, presumably back through that valley that you had come from. Get into this from the plains here. And sorry, I can't find what I need. Oh, here we go. So this cold wind kind of sets over the valley, begins to, it's kind of briskly blowing at any exposed part of you. Kind of reminds you of being on top of the mountains. I think nighttime is fallen here after your adventures in the valley for the day. Taldro, you have your brand new sword. Reginald has been quiet for a short amount of time, but this wind continues to pick up while you're doing whatever you guys are doing. I would assume you're setting up camp because night is falling, but what do you guys think you're all up to?
If it's if that thicket is pretty close to the hot springs, I would probably be seeking shelter from the wind in there, because I'm sure cold affects me a little bit more than it does the others. So you'd probably find me upright, I would think, against with my back against a tree, just kind of bundled, and I could be in prayer for all you guys know. I look like this pretty often, I bet.
Okay. What do the others think you guys are doing? Just for the scene here, you are pretty close to the hot spring. We'll say it's a couple feet away from you. There's just a thicker grouping of trees kind of up against the mountain that's offering some great protection from the wind. Let's show you all the hot spring again, just so you can get an idea of it.
Have we been in the hot spring again?
No, not unless you choose to. If you'd like to, you can.
I choose to.
Okay.
Does it heal me again?
I was gonna say you don't necessarily feel the rejuvenative effect as strongly as previously. Like it's not an instantaneous kind of like you feel so much better. Your wounds are cured. I think the warmth offers a lot of like spiritual healing here. Well, the wind is really, really cold.
But do I get my 5 lay on hands back?
No.
Right. Then I can get out.
It can almost makes it worse too, because like the cold wind hits.
Yeah.
What about the rest of you guys?
Get as cold.
Kesh is probably just setting up a campfire, just almost basic, just necessities to go ahead and fight the cold and whatnot.
Okay. Yeah. I think it's a little hard to set up, but I won't make you roll anything for it. It's just it's a trial here for a little bit. Megan, what are you up to? You're muted if you're talking.
I've got a lot of buttons. I'd probably be helping trying to set up the fire, maybe making sure that it's like it's got some shelter.
Yeah.
Where the wind's coming from against, I don't know, like a bit of that, like in the corner there where the like a mini cliff, under there somewhere.
Yeah, just kind of up against a rock, offering some. Yeah, I'm sure you can find some other like fallen logs or as well to offer somewhat of a barrier, or other rocks that are placed around. Well, so you two get a kind of a camp going. We'll say there is this large fallen tree here. We'll say for that, and you can kind of make some shelter between the rock and that. It seems to offer a very good defense here against the wind that just continuously, like you can see it kind of blowing over the small hill that Bristlebark had named Grolgan's Fall, with the ice skull mouth. You can see this like just torrents of wind. You guys seen a snowdrift blow across like a highway, or just like it just white just sheets rolling over pretty constantly. So yeah, we'll see you guys get a camp up and running. Roll me perception checks here while the wind starts to get a little louder here as time goes on.
14.
11. 14.
6.
And a 6. Okay. Tell you some time passes here. We'll say about like 30 minutes to an hour, if it's all right with you all. And throughout here, you can hear the wind getting like oppressive. It's starting to buffet between the trees and kind of create this like very strange moaning, but the moaning seems to get a little louder as it passes through all the trees and through the valley. Caldro and Kesh, you two hear kind of on the top of the wind for a brief minute the cry of the Chimera again.
Oh, bloody hell.
It doesn't seem close, like as in right above you, but you can hear it kind of screeching across the night sky here, almost in response to something. Not sure.
You heard that, right?
We should stay under cover.
Great.
Wind is better.
The storm is rolling in quickly too. It's not right.
You think he's something else?
I have no idea. It's not comfortable.
What do you mean, something else?
Does it almost just feel like it's? I guess if it was natural at this place, I mean, it's a snowing area and it's in between mountains. It's a valley. I mean, I can imagine it would be something like this. But does it feel like it rolled in rather quickly? Something escalated.
Yeah. Roll me an insight check. Anyone who's trying to kind of discern it now that Kesh points it out. It's up to you.
17.
17.
9.
Nat 1 from Megan. 21 from Kale. Okay. Yeah, I think like Kale hears this conversation from a little bit away, and Kale, I think you and Kesh here can both get the feeling it's very deliberate. Again, that it's not natural, and it feels oppressive. As if it's blanketing constantly, just pouring forth more and more snow, the harsher breeze, the clouds above in the sky. You can see the moon like starting to peek through just above the horizon of the mountains. And with the light, you can see the clouds like passing very quickly. They seem to get darker and roll more and more as they're tumbling through this valley here. And then you can see out to the kind of the burning fire still quietly raging now in the city. It actually seems like it's calmed down a slight bit, but there are still kind of tumultuous rolling black smoke clouds that are now being blown southward by this wind.
I'm gonna get up and move over to those guys. I'm probably kind of shuffling because I have my blanket out. Something does not seem quite right about this storm.
Yeah, it's cold, isn't it?
Quite abruptly cold.
Kesh is just looking at the clouds, just watching them like roll faster and faster.
You're looking at the clouds. Give me a perception check.
Sure.
Sorry.
That's an 18.
18. About halfway through the valley, couple, let's say like over 100 feet away from you, but up in the clouds, you see a black wing dip down and start trailing through the clouds. It's a large, elongated, like thick webbed wing, and you can tell that you can only see the tip of it. And then it kind of disappears back into the clouds. You hear another roar from the Chimera at some point a little farther away.
There's more than one thing here.
What do you mean?
Something's above us.
I'm gonna look up real quick.
Yeah, roll me perception check as well. You also hear the 15. You also hear the flap of wings after seeing it. You can hear like a, and I think it matches with the wind for you, Cash. Kale, I think it's just like a second too late. Like he points it out, you look up. Doesn't seem to be anything.
I did not see anything, but I did hear wings.
Keep low, keep quiet. Make sure the fire is not seen too far away.
Should we put the fire out?
I feel like we will invite death at that point.
Right?
A call for that, though, isn't it?
We can find a most suitable location, but this we would die. It's too cold. We can't move.
Oh, what? Should we stay here? Or?
I think keeping low, keeping quiet, and watch it roll by. If you see anything, point. Don't. No loud noises, no sudden movements. Something's here, and it came quickly.
Can I look around? Is there like any natural cave or formation or somewhere to hide?
Yeah, you without even rolling, you know that there's the cave that you were at previously. Grogan's Fall. Yeah, it's about what are we on right now? Are we on the RagTags page? Sorry. We on the
Yeah, there you go.
Map as best I can. It'd be like at the northern section of this valley, right? The city, the monastery is at the southern section of this valley. Right now, you guys are within the northern section. Kind of northwest here is the hot spring. Dead middle north was that cave. And a little bit further off to the northeast was where you had gone to the thicket of trees for the sword.
Can we just go back to that cave we were at?
How long would that take?
How long would it?
It's only down there, isn't it?
Out in the open for a brief minute, but
We'll be there like now in a minute.
Oh, all right.
I think it might be best.
I'm
If
gonna
we-
start bundling up.
Mm-hmm.
go ahead and put out the fire, and let's move.
Or
I will stand.
will the fire draw them away? Or it...
I'd rather have them not look on our location. The fire itself would be a beacon.
All right. Hopefully it does not smoke very, very much when we put it out.
I doubt it will. This blizzard is something else.
I'm gonna go over there and start. Are there handfuls of snow now, or?
Yeah, the hot spring kind of is you kind of see it almost like fighting the new flex of it, but there's snow just on the exterior of here. You can take some and just start to pull it off the rock.
Yeah, I'll start kicking the fire and dumping some snow on it. And
Yeah, it goes out pretty easily. It looks like Taldra's already ready to go, and I think like from the trees here, you can kind of make out the general area, maybe location from where you had left previously, but outside of the trees, it is kind of whiteout conditions. What do you guys want to do?
What was it? Kesh brings out a rope, hands it to everybody. Hold on to this. We're going to follow each other into the cave. Do not want to get lost out here.
All right.
How far is the vision at the moment?
The what? Sorry.
How far is the vision with the whiteout?
I think there's an actual thing for it. Whiteouts would make you it would make you like blinded. You couldn't see more than 5 feet in front of you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, like I feel like at the end of the thicket here, you can start to see some of the blowing wind, like almost, making some of the trees at the very edge of it invisible to you because of the blinding white snow. So I think you can all tell that the rope would be necessary.
All right. Do you remember what it was? The cave, I mean.
Looking around, like, am I even able to see a direction that would remotely represent it?
You guys have a general idea of the direction.
Okay.
You do know it's like kind of that way through the thicket.
All right. If you follow the thicket, it should be right on it. Just have to be very careful. Stay together. If you see anything, just point it out to someone. Don't stay quiet on it.
All right, then let's go fast, innit?
It's go.
You begin to run. Are you trying to be... I'll say just roll me stealth checks anyways, actually.
Say careful more than anything, but I guess that would be pretty much stealth. 10.
I have
21.
disadvantage.
I'll see myself out.
Natural 1. I have disadvantage, don't I?
2.
On.
Stealth. Always.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Peachy, what the fuck?
And we have a
You gonna stealth the whole
29.
party there?
I cast greater invisibility on the party.
Kind of feel like you did.
And I see
Ooh.
nothing.
So you all begin to set out. There is I think very quickly it becomes apparent that the ropes and the armored individuals in the group are slowing you all down. But I get the feeling you guys would persevere regardless, and just push through as fast as you can. Yeah. Okay.
I probably don't even realize that we're trying to be quiet. Or
Yeah,
stealthy
the
in
objective
any way.
is to get safe, and
Yeah.
quiet is a perk, not exactly a requirement.
So, yeah, you guys begin to run. The whiteout conditions here are almost immediately felt as you hit the kind of breeze, and it just immediately begins to like kind of bite and chew away at your face, and you can feel any of the wet parts, Taldro, of any of your hair or any hairs on your body are kind of like almost immediately frozen. Like you feel like hard fibers of it all just frozen, whipping around, smacking you in the neck. You all begin to run across the lake here to the Grolgan's Fall. There are a couple of moments here that maybe you're all, I assume you guys are all checking the skies as you're running.
Trying to keep eyes
I'll be
ahead, but my
looking up.
eyes will constantly look up.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't bother if there's only like 5 feet of vision.
Mhm.
Probably feel pretty safe.
Yeah. So Cash is kind of keeping his eyes up. Cash, through some of the whiteout here, I think you see just a brief black figure, large enough that you don't need to essentially roll. It kind of blots out the shadows or the clouds, and therefore casts kind of a large shadow across the land.
How big would I be able to guesstimate? I mean, like,
in this brief moment while you're all running, and make it safely to the cave. There's
right.
nothing happening. You all
Knowing it's
crash in,
huge, but
kind of maybe hits you as you get in there that it's the width of the valley. Look with the wingspan. The whiteout.
Don't say a word until we get into the cave and we're safe. I don't say a fucking word.
The wind dies down a little bit. You can still hear it kind of coming through the cave, but for the most part, it kind of just almost dies as you get out and get into this cave. It just is leaving you with an almost eerie silence. You all hear Chimera screech out this time in what sounds like pain. You're like a of whatever the head of it is that screeches out. But for the most part, things feel safe for a minute.
Kesh is pale, blank, and just against a wall, just lost.
Yeah, I imagine, because it feels like this IRL, the silence is deafening. It's like still shit
You're all-
going on.
Just
But
the only sound that maybe you guys hear is the panting of each other's like breaths and like the rising and falling of the armor and a little bit of a tense moment.
I don't think I want to meet something that can make that cry out in pain.
Or that storm, that was certainly unnatural.
This cave is dead end or not?
It's a hiding place.
Do not believe we have explored it.
We have made our stand in a cave before. I will do the same. I just sit down. Not at the cave entrance, but like enough of a ways in that I can watch the cave entrance. And I just start like, I'm probably like placing all of my many weapons, putting them all out, laying them out in front of me, ready to grab.
Yeah.
Cross my arms.
Yeah, we'll say
Before we come in, though.
you're further in. And this tunnel is familiar to you guys. Don't forget, this is where you'd found Bristlebark and Mogsloth. What are you doing? Besides building an arsenal from Taldro.
Yeah. Probably the same as I was with the tree. Bundle up,
Okay.
kind of hunker down, try and keep what warmth I can.
I'm gonna make a decent fire.
Yeah.
I'm also gonna go up to Kale, and I'm gonna take out a jade owl figurine. Right, I want look. I want this back, all right?
But
I want it back.
But,
Don't
are
touch
you-
it. Hold it. Hold
Don't-
it.
don't touch.
Hold
Wait.
it. But I want it back.
Oh, all right. I'll keep.
And it's warm to the touch.
It's very beautiful.
Look, sunshine, eyes off. All right, that's mine.
Right. I just was remarking on the quality
Yeah.
of the
Right.
carving.
Mine.
Right.
And I'm just gonna like kind of hold it
Yeah.
to my chest. I probably look like a chipmunk that stole something because I don't really know what to do with it. I don't know if I should pocket it because
Yeah.
I'm just
It's,
sort of pressing it to me.
I think there's like a warmth that naturally comes from your necklace as well, and it kind of feels like the same warmth in your hands.
And it
And
glows
it's
slightly.
soft light glow, barely enough to cover outside of the radius of your hands, but it does feel warm, very, very warm, like a sun-kissed rock, left out on the shore all day, and you've picked it up, but it's permanent.
Oh wow, that would feel nice. There probably is a little smile creeping across my face from the warmth, but I'm trying not to look too happy because I'm not keeping it.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna try and make a fire.
All right. Yeah, I think the fire gets made pretty easily. Some time passes here in a little bit of tension still as you look out from the cave entrance along the just at kind of this rolling storm that continuously seems to block off and color out the beginning of the entrance to the cave. You can still hear the wind whipping through some of the back caves. There's small drafts that seem to, elicit like a small moaning sound as it travels through the breeze above the top of the cavern and then comes back out to join through the entrance. Are you guys deciding to rest? Taldros, you're sitting down with your weapons. You're just roll me a perception check here with, I'll say with advantage because you're just sitting, waiting, staring. Kesh, what about you?
20.
Probably just kind of still leaning up against the wall, kind of like trying to comprehend what could be that fucking large and bring that much, like, I guess, power to an entire, like, or devastation, I guess would be the better word for it. Just to an area. Like, he'd never seen anything that devastating, and that's like that intimidating.
Taldro, as you're staring down this hallway here, I think you have a pretty good read on it. You can just get the blank view going on. You can hear everything going on in the background and kind of just enter that like trance-like state where you're just waiting. If you want to, you can roll me a nature check with disadvantage, Cash. If you're pondering it. If
He's
not, then no worries.
trying to throw in every little bit. Disadvantage?
Disadvantage, yeah.
7.
I think you a 7 I think is still good enough to know of a very particular race of flying scaled lizards. I think you can pretty easily tell the two large wings, maybe length of a valley. And you already saw the one webbed wing dip. Could be a dragon. Could be any of the other dragon kin, wyverns, whatever they might be. Could have been a bigger chimera, but
He wouldn't imagine anything that size. Like that's legend, that's stories, that's nothing he would ever believe.
Yeah.
Just
kind of that myth coming real, coming true. Yeah.
His mind has been blown at least 5 times in the past 2 days, so he's kind of not really here right now. Please leave a message after the beep.
All right. So yeah, it looks like Cash just kind of checks out. The rest of
Not
you.
helping with the fire. Wow, this guy.
I don't think so. You can see. I mean, Actually, roll me an insight check. Roll me an insight check. As you can see, something's up, but do you know if anything's bothering him or?
I would like to do
How do you read
something.
it?
I've just remembered something, but I'll do it after this.
Okay. Just
Putting my coin on the
on the
ball
machine.
machine. Yeah.
That's my quarter. Means I play next. That fucking scene from Black Mirror. Oh my god. So yeah, Megan, as you give Kesh a look up and down, I think you can tell when a man's terrified. It's pretty piss scared.
Oh, it's all right. We're in a cave now. As you can quite clearly tell.
I hate you so fucking much. He's just still staring blankly, like it just almost like a pure meditation. Just
Look, even that thing couldn't get in here. There's no way anything that can take that down could get in this cave, all right?
its wings spread across the entire valley. It could flatten this cave.
But it doesn't know we're in here.
I don't know that.
Look. I have no idea how to console him. So I'm gonna give him his gold back that he gave me earlier. Look, I don't need this. All right, just there you go.
Doesn't hold out his hands, no nothing, just still blank.
All right, I'll just tuck it in. Oh, well, that might be a bit cold. Sorry.
Have you seen anything that could just bring that? Something that big, something it's not right.
Well, I mean, it's massive, isn't it?
Did you see it?
Nothing you can do about that. So why bother worrying, innit?
Did you see it?
I didn't see it. I heard it.
Nothing could be safe from that. No one's safe from that. It could lay down every town.
Yeah, but there's nothing you can do about that. It's not like it's a guard trying to lock you up or something.
It's
basically
everything.
There's no point in worrying about it, is there?
No, but there are guards to worry about too, I found out today. Yeah, it's...
Oh, don't worry about the gods, man. I got plenty of money. That's all they fucking want anyway.
This place just wants to kill everything.
Look, all right? My dad used to say to me, well, he wasn't really my dad, but, you know, sort of. I mean, I used to call him dad, but he wasn't actually. I mean, it was a funny story, it doesn't matter, right? He used to say, there's no point in paying attention to the big things when the little things are what's gonna fuck you up, but. Told me that on my 7th birthday, he did.
Kesh's eyes just start kind of darting, almost like he's just in deep thought.
Yeah.
I'm confused because I just gave him money and he didn't respond. I'm really confused.
It's like poking a dead body with a stick. Like, why aren't you moving?
Yeah. I mean, for Megan, that's huge. He just gave someone some money for nothing.
What did you, or did? I think this scene probably carries on here for a little bit. Unless, I don't know if Kesh kind of indicates at any point he's willing to talk, but
It's gonna be a while before even like he's learning very quickly that even though he came from like nothing and was brought up into a better life, he's still at rock bottom. There are so many things that could take him out, so many things that can manipulate him, so many things that can put him right back down to dirt. And he doesn't like to think about going right back to where he was.
Yeah, I think this scene goes on for a little bit longer, Megan, and just keep talking to him. And Taldro, while they're fooling around there, while Megan's kind of still talking over to Cash, what are you doing? What do you want to do?
I pick up Reginald the Vorpal sword.
Okay.
And I can speak to him without opening my mouth and speaking out loud.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I say, Reginald.
Yes, Taldro. How are you? A bit cold.
Yes.
Why is it so cold?
You can feel cold, yes?
Yes, I feel your cold.
Can you
And
see?
always the permanent cold of death. Right.
Yes, I too am dead.
Yes.
You can see or not?
Yes.
You see through your eyes or through my eyes?
Bit of both. I can feel, and I can see, and I can sense. I can sense real well.
I'm gonna stand up and like leave him on the ground and walk away from him like about 10 feet and just say, you can see me if I do this. How many fingers am I hold up?
4.
I walk back to him, pick him up, and
Have your little orc fingers.
throw him out of the cave.
Yeah.
Wait, what are you? Ah!
And then it doesn't get quieter though. It's just a ah, and then there's a somewhere outside in the cave.
Why?
What can you see out there? You see big winged creature?
It's really big winged creature. No,
Okay.
there's nothing. It's just
If
white.
you see big winged creature, then you scream and tell me yes.
What do you mean? You want me to stay out here the entire night?
You can stay out there, yes, until you see a big winged creature or not. Until I pick you up again. If you
Eldro,
do
I
it,
have spent so long in the snow.
yes.
You can feel like a general sense of exasperation from him.
Well, I will give you the blood of creatures, the bones of the undead. What do you want to kill?
Undead? Yes, all of them.
I will slake this thirst for you, but for now you stay out there and tell me if something coming into this cave, yes?
It's a deal.
I sit back down, cross my arms, listen to Kesh and Megan have a little fucking moment.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you kind of hear him grumbling under quote unquote under his breath here. It gets hard to tune him out. But he kind of gives a continuous strain of just there's nothing out here. I spent so long in that sword, and nobody would talk to me, Taldro. Nobody would talk to poor old Reginald. And now poor old Reginald. And there's a moment where he pauses.
Reginald.
Yep. Yeah, I'm still here. There's a dragon on the mountain.
A dragon?
Wow.
Where is it?
On the mountain, idiot.
Which mountain?
Did you say dragon?
This is in my
I think
head.
he's still talking.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I
The
did not.
western one. The western one.
The western one.
Yep. There's a big sucker.
Is it looking this way?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Which color is the dragon?
Black.
As I
Black as
suspected,
night.
This is Kek's dragon.
Who's Keck? I knew Keck. No, I didn't. I knew a kerfuffle. Good man. Died to an orc. Shame.
Do I know
comes
anything
around.
about black dragons?
Roll me a nature check with disadvantage.
Okay.
That's my new favorite variant of disadvantage.
A 2.
A 2. What specifically? You just want to know, like, any general? If you have any general knowledge on a black dragon?
I just want to know what they're like. I was gonna go with like hunting.
Yeah.
Stuff like if it's eaten some food, is it going to be bothered if we walk past, kind of thing? You know, that kind of thing. How animalistic is it compared to, you know, just being a dragon intelligent thing?
I think
It's
the
kind of
only
hard
thing
to,
that
I don't know what I know.
Yeah.
I know what I know
Yeah,
out of character, but I think
What
mostly I
Taldro,
would
I
treat
think,
it
would
like
know.
an animal.
Yeah, I think Chaldra would know is that dragons are very cunning, very smart, vicious, and very protective over the lands that they have. I don't think you know anything about black dragons specifically, but I think that's what you've heard about dragons. And Reginald just he breaks the silence again. Wow, big wings.
Yes. Keep an eye on it, or pommel, or whatever you look out of. Let me know if it flies away or flies towards us, or what it's doing, or if it goes to sleep.
Okay. Yeah, I will. Absolutely. The dragon's moving.
Where?
Its head is just moving. Its head. It's looking around.
Yes.
Oh. Oh no! It just bat its wing. I thought it was taking off. Wow. Big wings.
I wonder if there is a way to... I turn around to the rest of the group. You.
What do you want?
There is dragon.
Dragon?
It is on the western mountain.
Can it
An actual
see us?
fucking
Does it know?
dragon.
Yes, it is a big black dragon. I don't know much about them, but they are cunning. We should avoid.
Oh, will it see the smoke? We must remain very quiet.
I am concerned that it knows that we are here, and it can smell us or something.
Well, hang a banger, but how does it know we're here?
Because it is sitting on the other mountain, looking this way, kinda.
Unless it was sent for us, we would not make a very good meal.
If it is looking for us, then it will find us, I am sure.
Hang on. Why is dragon looking? What the? What?
I don't think it is, but it might be. Previously, we were traveling with an ogre. His name was Keg. I say this more towards Kesh.
Yeah.
When we were traveling across from Finbar, he saw the dragon in the mountains. I think this is its hunting grounds.
Oh, so it's not looking for us. It's just looking for anything to like eat or something.
It has eaten its dinner, but I am sure we would make a nice supper snack.
Hang on. if it's-
Taldro, how do you know it has eaten?
Because we heard it eat something, did we not? Did it not catch a creature that was screeching?
Wait, do you think it fucking ate it?
What else would it do? Kill it for sport?
I don't know nothing about dragons. Is the color important?
Oh, he has a
don't
good
know.
point there.
I don't know. I'm asking. Would it kill it for sport? Because that's even worse for us if it is.
Do I know anything about dragons?
Yeah, you. I think everyone can make me a nature check here with disadvantage, except for Kale. No, you two.
Oh.
Sorry.
I'll do another.
Yeah, just roll another
so
one.
that's likely to be low.
6, and then what was your? A
Yeah,
19.
the 6 is the one that's going to stand.
We got a 6, 9.
Kesh, Kesh already rolled for.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, but he's still dead quiet. He's still like in his own head.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure even hearing about it now, especially from
Yeah, no,
Taldro,
it's a
amplifies
nightmare
the-
now.
Yeah.
Like confirmed.
Yeah. I'd say Megan, probably like myths and legends and passing, dragons can scoop
buildings out of the out of a city, and they'll come and destroy anyone's crops. They classic stories and myths of them demanding towns, give like payment,
wives' tales, and
it's just just general rumors and myths about their size, their strength, their cunningness, again their protectiveness over their own layers. I'd say same with Kale.
I heard if you
maybe they're very smart.
If you tie a knot in a birch branch, right, that scares them away.
What? You are not making any sense.
I doubt that is true.
What do you mean?
I have dealt with large creatures before.
I heard that from Dirty Tim, and he's never told a lie ever. The one that told me that dogs can't look up, and he's right.
I don't know how to tie branches into knots. I am strong, but they just snap. We would need a druid.
It's got to be like a fresh one or something.
There's a voice that cuts through into your head again, Taldros. It's moving. It's going to the town.
To the town?
Why is that town on fire? Wow.
I'm heading towards
wow. Ice breath, Taldro. Putting a fire out. It's a good dragon, Taldro. Let's put the fire out.
I start moving towards the cave entrance. I say to the others, the dragon is on the move. It is putting out the fire in the town.
Wait,
I run to the. I want to look. I mean, if it's doing.
Kesh is right behind him.
Yeah.
Like.
What? Scooby-Doo, fucking 4 heads.
Yeah, that's gonna be just like the stack.
Give me. I'll just say, give me perception checks with advantage here. As you all come kind of pouring out. I think there's maybe, if you're staying within the cave, fair. But I think you get a little bit more visibility if you go out onto the shore of the lake a little bit. But regardless, I think you... Okay,
yeah, fuck that.
So I assume nobody else would then, yeah. So you can kind of somewhat see, you can hear Reginald the entire time. Wow, that's incredible. Taldro, we need to find a dragon king, a dragon man, steal his breath. Lord Kellenford, he needs this. As I think you can see a dark figure. You can hear the of it kind of staying in place, and then a deeper, more guttural growl as it continues in blasts, almost spot checking this city. You see some of the flames dying down, the orange that you had seen kind of burning brightly through this thick white field. You hear and thick shards of ice start to cover the city. And Reginald just continues with a running commentary the entire time about how powerful it is. I think you can see it's quite larger than the city, much larger. Show the city yet again.
Well, that's not good.
Here we have a gigantic black. That's a box. A gigantic black dragon with
gigantic
mean teeth.
black box. Sorry, I couldn't help it.
There we go. So yeah, you all. I think there's a scene here where we all just see you from the back of the cave, watching this kind of destruction and healing, whatever it might be. It seems to put out the fires fully.
Well, that solves that problem. Perhaps the orcs will now pray to this dragon.
Wait, so dragons can be good as well?
I do not know.
We just go back into the cave and wait for this storm to be over then, or
Is the dragon leaving the town, or is it staying there?
I think this continues here over a couple of minutes. It seems like it's going at different angles. At one point, it climbs up onto what's left of the kind of like broken off rock here, and begins to like sink its claws into it. It doesn't seem to be abandoning its post and kind of continues to as the breath spills out over other parts of the city.
Can we
Reginald
see,
won't shut up about it.
Any orcs around?
From where you guys are,
there's a little bit of like an elbow that cuts out from the valley you'd come from and where you fought the orcs. So it's kind of blocked. As far as with your perception checks, I don't think you can see any figures approaching the monastery now.
The orcs
Doesn't
would
seem to
make
be-
a tasty snack for this dragon. Perhaps we can use this opportunity while it is distracted to get out of here and start heading north. I present to the others.
What, in there?
They should agree with you. That's an amazing idea.
I pick up the
After we
multiple
kill this
sword.
dragon,
No, we
Oh,
cannot kill the
alright.
dragon.
I could slay that entire beast.
I throw him back on the ground. Go then.
No.
Is any of this out loud? Like when
I
you
don't-
throw
I
him on
don't-
the ground?
I say these parts out loud, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you fighting with that sword?
It believes that it can kill the dragon. I tell it to do so.
Yes.
Go
Watch
then.
me.
Can
Okay. Holy shit, is he gonna fucking...
It
Grow wings.
falls into the snow. It just falls over. You can see it move. It does move. It goes
Fucking
and
hell,
then
that moved by itself.
falls over and goes,
Ah! That'll pick me up.
If you can move, why you stay in this same place for so long and then complain? I pick him up.
I was bound by a ritual. Lord Kellenvor himself
We will
bound
not
me
be fighting
after
this
I died in battle for
dragon,
him.
Reginald. It's a bad idea, okay?
Okay.
We are going to kill the undead which are infesting Peakcliffe.
Yes. And then we'll kill the dragon.
Perhaps.
I can do it. I am Reginald the Vorpal Sword.
We will see. We have other tasks. And I turn around to the others. What do you think? We can go right now and try and move north.
Oh, all right. Let's go then.
Is the weather still crazy?
yeah. It's I think for the sake of this, you can kind of guess that this storm was traveling beneath this dragon. Maybe it's a kind of thing that now that he's gone over to this monastery, this unknown city here that he's now either remaking or doing whatever to. You can see it kind of swirling at the edge of the city a lot more than right in front of you. It's still blowing around, and there is still I think you can tell its presence has still affected the area, but might assume it's a little closer to the dragon for it to be those whiteout conditions. Again, you can feel a small breeze coming through the dead giant body here, this mountainous hill called Grogan's Fall. What are you guys doing?
Does that go north though?
That is directly north, yeah. That's
Oh.
directly north. Yeah.
I thought that it went somewhere else.
And-
I don't know why.
Sorry, no, this is all happening south of you right now.
The cave, you mean we go in the cave and we can move past that thing that we...
The cave, yeah, the cave is north, and the city, the dragon, all the bullshit, everywhere you guys started was at the south of this valley. And now throughout all these past
that
sessions,
changed
you've made
it.
your way north. And yeah, this cave is kind of directly built into like these northern mountains and continues north.
This entire mountain range is the dragon's hunting grounds. We will not be able to avoid it, really. I do not think staying here and hiding from it is going to help us. We should continue to move. I start picking up. I move back into the cave and start picking
Yeah.
up my weapons. It's a waste of time to just wait here. I start going, picking shit up.
But that's a big fucking dragon, Norbert.
He's got the point.
You want to
well-
kill the dragon, Megan?
How can you kill that? Look at it.
Exactly. So we must run from it and hide from it. And the best way to do that is to hide in these caves and start moving north towards the city. They will have defenses if it comes after us.
Maybe if we just wait, it'll bugger off, like, and then we can just go.
We have seen it flying up and down this mountain range the entire journey. It is not going anywhere. This is its home. We are in its house.
Wait, we're in his house?
This mountain range
All right,
is
let's
where
go.
it lives.
Let's go.
We should stay under the floorboards. Picking up stuff.
Yeah. And you all begin to head out, yeah?
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Still dead
Megan
solid.
first.
Yeah.
Slap him on his ass. give him a cave slap on the ass.
Rude.
echoes throughout the
I
cave.
don't want any tea, right?
All right. I'll bring you guys over to
Thank you
the.
for putting us into a cave as well.
You are so welcome. You're so welcome. I'll bring the hex grid up for you guys here on the map. While we talk about this, gonna go on a little travel session here.
Oh, gee willikers.
Gonna go on a little travel session here. The first thing I want to know from all of you is you set out from this cave. You set further into it rather. And I'm assumedly you all begin your adventure towards Peakcliffe. Yeah. So, how many supplies do you guys have?
Holy
I just need to know the general count of rations, because those are going to come into account.
I have.
Someone keep track of all of them. You
Actually,
guys
I got 10.
Kale.
2 times 5. I guess 10 because it says 2 and then 5. Is that
Okay.
5 per? Or?
yeah. If it's 2
Okay.
times 5, then yeah.
Yeah.
Megan.
5.
5. Who the fuck was holding all your? Oh, it was Barnaby.
Oh,
Barnaby had
was it?
It was.
Yeah, well, you all you kept getting rations from Barnaby, if I remember correctly.
We've
I was
never
about
had
to say,
to
we
worry
did-
about them.
Yeah. So what's your total count here? Would any of the characters be going over this before the travel here? Well, no one be doing an inventory.
No.
No.
Setting you guys up for success here.
Cash is not
Yeah.
here.
Kale,
So he doesn't care.
do you think you would change your spells at all throughout the first day of travel here while you're going? I think you had said you were praying earlier, and you guys kind of got a. Oh, but you already did mess with your spells after the long rest, right?
I think maybe I did.
After the hot spring.
Yeah, I think maybe I did. And I don't think I would again if it's like dragony and super cold and stormy. I'm probably just moving.
Yeah, well, just doing this as a general thing here. So if you want to
Sure,
change
yeah.
any of your spells, let me know.
Okay.
So I think from my count, you all had like something like 20 or 30. Chat got it. 31 rations. Thank you so much, chat. Thank you.
Wow, no.
Now,
I also would have, like, if we're getting ready to go, I would have lifted the jade. I would have stole my jade figurine,
yeah, yeah.
hopefully without her noticing.
Give me a quick investigation check as you take it back. Okay, I think like maybe this is a roll here will affect to all of your travel here, but I think since you've gotten it back from Kale here, since getting it back, there's something that feels a little off about it. Not in a bad way, but something different added to something. Yeah, feels a little heavier, but it hasn't changed in size. So you all begin your travels here. You pass northward through Grogan's Fall here. I think it's very apparent to you all as you travel through this that this is indeed a deceased giant. There seem to be parts of the bone that are less covered by ice, and you can see at one point you end up walking through what essentially would be the esophagus for this giant. At some point, however, the roof is kind of given way, and you find a similar passage up out of the tunnel, but with enough sufficient underbrush and coverage to continue hiding. There's a point that you reach a pristine and beautiful valley, a really like strange stark contrast here to Grogan's Fall and the southern reaches of Thrall's Peak as you travel a little more north. You basically one hex up here, which is where I'm going to have you all decide which kind of path you're going here. If you want to go straight to Peakcliffe, or Bristlebark, I believe it told you about a road, right, and a river to follow up to Peakcliffe. So you guys are starting on that hex there that says monastery on the map. If you'd like to go, we'll just kind of choose a general route here. If you want to work out how long it would be to get to Peakcliffe. If you take a safe route, go up, it would take you 8 days. If you take the route that you're currently taking through the mountains here, avoiding this dragon, a little bit more dangerous, I think it'll take you 6 days or 7 days.
I assume that we're like way out from my knowledge of the surrounding areas of Peakcliffe, right?
Yeah. You haven't quite got like as you get a little closer, that will actually come into effect and can help. But as you're like a little bit farther away here, no. So, you come to this beautiful valley here. This valley that you kind of as you begin to edge up, you can see there is not a lot of overhead cover. There are a couple of rivers and small cave systems that seem to go underneath some part of this. But there's also a rolling greens and forests and flowers. It looks like a what we would know as like British Columbia, like mountain trees, the Rockies, so on and so forth. But just verdant, rolling green.
Oh, you mean England?
Are you talking about England?
We're talking about Northern Ontario, everybody.
BMW.
5 specific spots in America that are just rolling greens and nothing else.
I mean, that just picture looks like the Brecon Beacons.
This is Wales right there. Is that Snowdon?
So I'm gonna, assuming here you're keeping right, going with this more dangerous path through the mountains, as Taldrod said. Yeah.
I mean,
I'll save you a day.
I think so.
Aldro knows.
I don't think I know
Just
anything,
defer to
but
him.
if
Well, I think
if you're
feel
deferring
like-
to me, we will take the
Yeah.
fastest route.
Okay. So you start to pass through what Reginald describes to you as pristine valley. It's kind of wondrous location with a little bit of history, and he tells you a little bit about how it came to be, which is a large war had happened there, and after like a large scale war that he goes into vivid detail about, and after all the dead bodies had kind of time had reclaimed it, it's all been grown over into a kind of pristine and beautiful area full of life.
I relay this to the group as if it's knowledge from my own head. And just make myself look good. On the
There's
travel
Sight
that
check.
day. Did you know that on your left there is this?
Right. I feel like that is a thing that happens here for most of it, though. Reginald's kind of giving you a little bit of history as you pass through an area, gives you some long forgotten history about an old mage that used to live in a tower that's farther off in the distance. You see on like the second day here, or the third day, you see a large, what Reginald describes as a ziggurat. It's floating above the very, very eastern portions of the mountains here, nowhere near close to you, but it seems to be like a pyramid floating, and Reginald describes it as a ziggurat. Like large kind of skulls on each corner that you can see. As you travel up further, your path kind of takes you at one point, unfortunately, over a mountain. It takes you to the top of one, as there is no available path around that is, I'd say, not treacherous. There's a moment here where I think all of you, if you choose, the mountain can take you above the clouds for a brief moment on your adventure. Reginald describes it to you, Taldro. He calls it Sunspire Peak, and he says it said you can talk with the gods up here. It's so high. You guys avoid it, or would you keep going through?
I'll say it to the others. Apparently, we can get up there and look above the clouds.
I would like that.
We have to go up another fucking mountain.
Well, we have to kind of go most of the way up there anyway to get around.
Ugh.
I'm up for
I'm
it.
just getting tired of. Is there another way?
So 2 votes for yes and 2 votes for no. Reginald?
I pull out the 2 coins that he went ahead and gave me.
Oh,
With this, sway you.
yes.
We go up.
Oh, I thought you were going to flip it.
Oh,
Reginald says he should flip it.
or Megan takes it and we go.
I wish I had a 2-headed coin or something.
Do I have a coin?
feel
Oh, I
like
do. I got a
I
dime.
feel like you would.
All right, I got a dime. So
You get a dime? Give it an
I got a
actual
dime.
IRL flip. Go.
I roll flip. All right, it's a diamond. This shit sucks. All right, it was heads, so we didn't even call it out.
Falls off the mountain. I feel like what happens is you guys spend more time arguing about it than
it would actually
go up there. Yeah, and at some point maybe you just end up passing it by, and you guys just continue walking after it's undecided. You continue to pass throughout some of these mountains. They're like large ones that off to the east that block out that ziggurat after a time. You can see plenty of sunsets here as you kind of go up and down and in and out, staying as careful as you can. There is one moment, I think on like the 4th or 5th day, to the 5th day, where you see the dragon from far away south. You see it flying, I think somewhere over here to the west of Finbar. You see it just kind of like looping, coming up.
Are we able to see the entire, like, in the entirety of the land, basically from like one city to the other?
From some spots, yes. There are moments where the kind of terrain forces you a little bit upwards again, albeit, somewhat disguised on the side of a mountain, and you just get a beautiful view of looking again across all of the continent of Vormir. You see the west fade, the forest. You see the southern oceans, and you can see even a little bit over the eastern mountains of the Thrall Peaks here. The waves look violent and kind of thrashing. They look to be almost as tall as some of the smaller mountains, and they crash into kind of the beaches from there on. And you all continue on. There is a point where you reach, I feel like on one of the final days here, you reach a moment where, Megan, you specifically remember, there is a cave system nearby to get you into Peakcliffe. You know it as Cutthroat's Cave. I think you are one of the only few people that know how to get in and out of Cutthroat's Cave without being seen by your former employer, Rats, and his eyes that dominate almost every part of the city and all of the smuggling ways in and out. And there's also a way down to the plains, over to Jade Lake, to the west, to take the don't stretch it. What the? Oh dear God, it's huge. That's actually better.
Well, thank you.
Oh.
I don't like to boast.
So you kind of get another left or right here, where a safe way into the city. If you go over the mountains, you're going to drop down into the back of Peakcliffe, which is hundreds of feet high. There's again, Cutthroat's Cove somewhere nearby, closely hidden in the mountains, that some of your former operation or people that you had known or associated with would use, obviously, to get things in and out of the city. You can roll another history check here if you want to like find out or remember some more things about the land. But you do know that the steps of Peakcliffe are to the west.
I will do a free history check, though, please.
I mean, as far I'll say that after the city started coming under attack here by the dead, a lot of these passages on the south and eastern ends of Peakcliffe were cut off because the dead could get out of the crypts, and they were starting to like pour across the mountains, so they were caved in. So I think
I knew about the dead. I thought I didn't know about the dead.
No, I thought you did. I thought you left the city because of it, or did you leave like just in time?
I feel like I left before, because I left for a different reason.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so then just ixnay that. But
okay.
Yeah.
But I've probably gone in and out and around the surrounding areas of Peakcliffe.
Mm-hmm.
I would automatically start walking towards Cutthroat. What do you call it?
Cutthroat Cave.
Cutthroat Cave. It's a big cave. Is it? Is it a big cave, or is it?
I think it's a pretty small, like, smugglers, perfect for people that need to get in and out without being noticed. It's like very, very nondescript, couple feet high, like over a couple feet over a human high, and
it's a small cave.
It's very small cave.
Very small. No echo of any kind.
I was push. Yeah, you know when you're walking and you get that autopilot because you've done this 100 times.
Yeah.
I think I would just start like going that way.
Mm-hmm.
And if people are following me, I guess that's the way they're going to.
Yeah, Teldro, what are you doing? Would you be going?
I'm following him if he's going that way.
Yeah, you'll see Megan just start to like naturally just start to turn right. And in front of you here, like your surroundings are kind of a little bit of a frozen tundra, like a little bit of open plains here. And you've got some kind of like rolling ice sheets across that are almost like hills, but they offer like different various levels of elevation. There's a path underneath it, and Megan starts to kind of automatically head under those ice sheets into that little path. You can see like a small ice cavern that's been formed by crisscrossing ice sheets. And Megan just starts to automatically turn that way. So if you guys are following him.
Yeah, I'm just following. He's the scout.
Oh yeah, I'd follow him.
Reginald unfortunately has no info on this area.
A moment of peace.
Oh no, he's still curious, but he's like, oh, where is this? I've never seen this. These ice sheets weren't here years ago. Well, are you sure we're at Peakcliffe? Not 100% certain. As you start to duck under these ice sheets, you can see little bits of the sky, very briefly for a minute or two, and then it kind of goes back to being the that weird like strange dark blue as the sun's coming through the ice and just forming these caverns. As time passes here, Megan, you feel you know you're getting a little close to the entrance, and I feel like you'd also know that rats has men, women, eyes, ears everywhere. I feel like this is probably the point where you would know to start being a little more careful and taking that little secret entrance that you know about, which is just simply like it's a smaller cave off the beaten path that no one ever really goes down when they're walking through because it's very, very dark. There's like a little fold with stalagmites, and through there's a small little dip. You can take an alternate cave, but you would know as you get about 50 feet away from here, you can see just a small little speck of black in the distance, indicating that it's that. You know, this is where you got to start being quiet. What are you doing?
All right, well, before we get there, right. Everyone, gather round. Don't call me Megan. Ever. All right?
Oh, what
Yes,
are we to call you?
We already decided Malcolm.
Ace. Call me Ace.
Malcolm?
No, big man.
Malcolm.
Big man?
We call him Malcolm.
It's
No.
good. No.
Good ring to it.
I will not be able to remember these names that you are saying. I will have to call you Malcolm.
It's
I don't know.
better this way. Trust me, Malcolm.
Why Malcolm?
Malcolm.
That's not a cool name.
It will be easier for Talder. You would not want him to slip.
If I mess it up, you will die.
What's so hard about the Beast Boy?
I'm not calling you Beast Boy.
Heard of
Beast?
Boy.
It doesn't not
It
make
sounds
any
silly. We'll
sense.
never pick
Call
up.
him
And it's
Pansy.
rather long.
You can
Pansy's
call
a good
Pansy,
name.
but Pansy is a good name,
Pansy.
and that's why we shouldn't call it. Pansy.
What about just call me sexy?
Okay, Malcolm.
That's
so,
a lie.
What do you want to do when we get into
We
town,
have like
Malcolm?
3 more chances before it's just gonna be Malcolm.
We only need to go through the.
Alright, 3 more
Or
chances,
hey,
3
you.
more chances. Major Fistmore.
I'm not.
That's
calling
my
him
name.
Major Fizmore.
Name him Maria
Feels good.
Malcolm, it
or
is.
Mongolia.
Mongolia.
I got it. Right? Josh Shagswell.
That's a good
Malcolm
name.
it is. Malcolm it is.
It's a good name. Tell him Reginald likes that one.
Reginald says you should be called Malcolm.
What?
You know what? I think that's where we take our break. Just like,
Josh Maxwell.
right there. That's where we're going to take a quick break. Everyone, thank you so much for watching. We were actually on time today, so we've been playing for like an hour and a half.
Oh,
We're going to take a
God.
break and stand up and pee. Please check out our Discord. Go check out St. Jude down in the info section, please, if you're on
And don't
Twitch.
get lost in the cave.
Not the cave.
In the cave.
Beware the cave. Whether it
We'll
be
be
a
right
small
back.
cave or a large cave. All right, break time. Break time. Break time. Hello, everyone, and welcome back.
Welcome back
the
to
stream.
Tablestory.
Nothing has changed. Please continue.
Nothing at all. Can you guys hear that wind or no? Yeah, no.
Slightly.
Yeah.
Damn it! Come on.
Oh no, through the window. Oh no, I can't hear that.
Oh, at your house? No, I thought it was.
No, I thought it was ambient. I'm
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
cool. I'm like, yeah, I can hear it.
Oh, that is ambient wind that I forgot it was playing. I just it's like so hot in here, so I'd open the window, but I'm in a wind tunnel basically.
We probably won't hear your house.
Open it.
It's ambient.
Oh, it's open now, so hopefully it's not.
Yeah, I'm sure.
We come back to the scene here, maybe after a couple moments of frustration. Again, this kind of hole in the wall is sitting down at the end of this nondescript tunnel. I think you can all tell it's an entrance to something. What are you all doing?
Following probably Malcolm.
Malcolm.
Yeah.
All right, everyone needs to like be quiet, right? Quiet.
Okay.
There's some look. All right. There's some bad people around, but stick with me, and you'll be all right. Okay.
Do you know if they're going to be around here or farther in?
Or in here. All right. Barely nobody knows about this place. Right.
I will quote you on that.
Quote me.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's go.
Father, I have a question.
Yes, my son.
It's been a long time, so I've forgotten specifically where I need to go in Peakcliffe. And I didn't write it down.
He told you that there was a powerful wizard inside of the tower of Brienne, at the very
That
top.
was it. Tower
Yeah.
of Brienne. Wizard at top. Because all I wrote down was go to Peakcliffe at the behest of Kellenvor and destroy the undead infestation there. Okay. But I knew there was a specific place to go to. I will. And how close are we? Like outside of Peakcliffe, or are we still a little ways away?
I think in like for all on the map, you guys should be there. You're like kind of in that little in this little mountain right under the banner there. So you're like right there. If the mountain in front of you wasn't so high and you weren't like underneath these sheets of ice kind of leading to an underground tunnel, you'd probably start to see the Tower of Brienne from the distance. Which is just a little history for you guys. It's a mage's tower that most of the land knows about. There's always like a bright, radiant, sun-like light that emanates from the top of the tower. And there have been multiple people saying that it's been off for quite a long while, for the 2 months that the land has started to like be plagued. It's kind of known as like the Mages College of Vormir. It's where some of the most talented arcanists go. But
I do not care. I will swing. Swing at it.
You guys stealth forwards?
Yeah, we'll just follow.
That's the plan.
Follow Malcolm.
I will say you don't have to roll this with disadvantage if you're wearing armor because you guys are being like super careful. This isn't like a rush situation. Assume you guys are going to go as slow as you need to. So go ahead and just roll stealth.
Okay. This won't be a problem.
So I don't need to do disadvantage?
You don't need to do, just roll me a normal one.
12.
I'm essentially giving you advantage, which will even it out, right?
All right.
Okay, 12, a 13,
I'm waiting on Peachy.
a 21.
I want.
Me at 21.
and a
never talk-
natural.
I'm never
One.
playing again.
That comes to an 8. So, Malcolm, you would know this tunnel here is it's quite known by most members of the organization, some of the guard, but this passageway that you know within it is out of sight, out of mind. So you all begin to creep up. If I'm not mistaken, you guys approach. Yeah.
Indeed.
You eventually head in. It doesn't seem as there's a moment here where you're all kind of creeping across. You can hear the crunch of the snow underneath your feet a little bit. You make it inside of the cave. You can see some of this cave is lit up. It is kind of lit by like these strung hanging lanterns. But just before you fully kind of go into the tunnel, there's a little bit of an offshoot, a small kind of semicircular cutoff to the cave here. That Malcolm kind of leads you in. You press through some stalagmites, and behind it is a small opening in the wall that you have to crawl through. And as you approach, it's kind of a, how didn't I see it from here? But the stalagmites do a great job of blocking it. You all fit into the hole. You come out on the other side of this kind of like aquamarine blue cavern. There are small aquamarine crystals that are on the kind of like growing up the side of the walls. I say that as you can see some of the flecks are like slowly spreading. If you stay for long enough, you can watch them spreading up, and they emit this kind of bright glow in this like 10, 15 foot long uneven room as you all pass into it. Kesh, as he's going to enter into the hole, you hear like one of the steps as you're pushing by the stalagmites. Maybe put your hand on a stalagmite and it. Give me a dexterity check. Or a saving throw. Dexterity saving throw.
Can I have some sort of attack of opportunity?
26.
That
was supposed to be the stealth, by the way.
I am having a post-traumatic stress disorder moment for walking into a cave with glowing things all around. That's how I died. I
Good
would
reason.
like to attack. If there's a noise, loud noise, I would like to attack the nearest glowing thing.
Okay.
I felt like I was holding my cool, but like if you zoomed in, I was like gripping my my warhammer, my little broken warhammer.
Yeah. So what happens is you hear the of a stone breaking. You catch it, but the is enough to set off Taldro. As we get like this zoom in of Taldro, like boom, as you
would like to
smack
kill
one of the
Kesh.
crystals.
All right, yeah.
As Kesh, you start to quickly shuffle through. You hear a smack on the other side of the wall and a shatter as Taldro is driven his warhammer, I'm guessing, into one of the crystals, and hear it shatter. And at that point, you hear from down the hallway, "What was it?"
I think I instinctively just against the wall.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know how to say this. Is there like I want to like pretend like that I'm someone else
Yeah.
and just shout down.
Okay.
It's just me, Bob, innit?
Okay. Give me a performance check.
Okay.
Convince them that God is literally a rock.
An 8. Okay.
Okay. Can we get some okays in chat, please?
One sec.
Oh no.
I just have to be sure. I have to be sure.
I mean, God is literally a rock. I mean, like it's as positive as
You hear back after a moment. Oi, Bob!
Yeah, what is it? What is it?
Oh, it's you. Yeah, it's Bob. It's
Yeah,
fine.
Bob. Oh, I forgot my bag outside. I'm gonna go get it. I'll see you in a minute.
Yeah, Bob. See you soon, you big idiot.
Oh, yeah.
And you hear some footsteps kind of slowly fade away. Some that were, if you can imagine, there's probably a very thin rock wall that separates the two of these, and they run what seem to be like parallel to each other. So you can hear the footsteps kind of to your right as you hear him slowly, like he was walking up and then starts to walk backwards. You hear him turn around and to the slow kind of prod of his feet.
I turn around to the other ones, and I'm like, shh, quiet.
I'm always quiet.
Still like against the wall. Like, oh,
What was that,
God
Bob?
damn it.
What do you need?
Oh, I think I got a bit of the black lung in there.
Oh, Bob, Black Lung, stay away from us.
Oh yeah, you better stay away from me in there.
Yeah, take the front entrance.
All right.
You got Black Lung. Bob.
Oh yeah, but you might want to back up a bit.
You hear like a disgusting.
Disgusting.
You hear another one from the back. Nasty. That's nasty, that is.
Hey.
Gross. Bob, that's gross.
Oh, God.
And their footsteps kind of start to die away again. I'm so sorry.
Disgusting.
Oh God! From somewhere
literally-
deep within the cave, you hear, "Did one of yous take a shit?"
Well, it was one of them.
Well, it was fucking
eggs?
one of yous.
One of them you hear. Do you like eggs?
Disgusting.
Oh, man.
You get so.
I feel like you hear them shuffle away a little bit off into maybe a section of that cave a little further away. You can see this again, this like 15-foot long uneven cave. It kind of opens up into another one beyond, and it seems like there are a couple of small doorways blocked by angles within the rooms that you can look through and you can see a path through. Malcolm, you know this as your little like escape passage. This is probably, I want to assume this is how you got out of the city, but it's up to you.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Okay.
And I just do this for everyone else, and then I.
Can't quiet me. You can't keep me quiet. Hear me, gods. I need blood. Come to Reginald the Vorpal Sword.
Do undead have bloods?
No. Well, some do. Maybe. I've fought many a battle against undead. Probably right here in this very cavern. I just don't recognize it. I've slain them all. All types, whites, race, whites, all of them.
And this kind of continues on. This kind of, it becomes like an eerie luminescent blue glow. You guys can roll me perception checks or investigation checks if you're trying to be careful. But these crystals start to give off like an eerie blue glow where they're not as bright as you continue through these paths and through these tunnels, but it kind of dims it down enough that your dark vision doesn't kick in 100%. It's like a mix between the two.
I'm not looking at them. I'm moving forward, my head down.
25, 23.
Using my goggles.
Yep. Cash, are you, nobody else? No?
Just
All right.
focused on moving.
Okay.
Not fucking up again.
I want to get the fuck out of the tunnel.
Yeah. You all spend probably an unknown amount of time in these caves here. It takes a fair while to get through, and I think after, there's a couple moments where like this is the end. You see a bright light up ahead, and then you realize it's just another brightly illuminating crystal, and it dims off again as you carry on through. Eventually, though, you do reach a portion of this cave that seems to be a little bit more man-made. it seems like to your now left, previously that parallel corridor that you could hear them coming through or walking through. You kind of see the side start to get it starts to become like brick and cobble rather, put together like a man-made, maybe the bottom cellar of something. And you're all kind of awkwardly on the outside of it. You can see the maybe foundations of a house just a little bit above. How do you think you got through here before, Malcolm? Secret trapdoor, passage. What do you think?
Oh yeah, like maybe there's a door through the cellar. Is that what that is above us?
Yeah, I think you could assume. Yeah. So I think maybe there's like a fake panel or something in the back, and you like, boom. You see like a minute or two, like boom, 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 and then finally a boom, as like 3 or 4 panels about like 2 feet tall give way and slowly up into what looks to be someone's cellar. You see a couple foodstuffs and wines.
All right, everyone, this is how we're gonna get in. All right. Okay, remember, my name is Malcolm. Ooh, hang on. I would like to get out my disguise kit
Okay.
and disguise myself, please.
All right. Give me you're proficient with this, yeah? Does that give you like advantage? No, it just gives you. Give me a disguise kit check if you have it in your thingabob in your sheet.
That can't be right. D20. Oh, I rolled a 1. Oh my god.
Today is just a gift. It's just a
He
gift.
draws a charcoal squiggle mustache.
It's a curled mustache.
I think Megan takes like probably 2 or 3 minutes, right? Probably given they're like, hold on, like every and then just there's a couple powders, a couple makeups, and I think just at the end of it, it looks like Megan put on white makeup and rosy cheeks and gave himself a little squiggly.
And calls
Gosh.
more attention to himself because he's just wearing some makeup.
Right. Okay, what do you think?
Yes.
Oh,
Nothing like me, do I?
You
Yes.
look
no,
It's
no, that
perfect.
will not do.
dashing.
It's clearly
He looks
you
fine.
with a bit of makeup.
Well, I know.
Very clearly you, though,
Kale,
Malcolm.
Because you know me. You just
I don't think so.
No, if you just. If
You
just-
look like you've been in a brothel for about 5 minutes, had your
would
fun,
not
and then
be-
I
left.
did not
was
want
him.
to say that, but
5 minutes? I mean, I'd get bored after like the first, minute of waiting after the intercourse.
Reginald kind of comes.
He's a 3-pump chump.
I said nothing.
I hate
Probably don't even know what that
something
means.
Kale definitely doesn't know what that means. And is just like waiting this out, hoping he wipes that face off because he looks really obvious.
You like here? Can we do a few touch-ups? Just real quick.
yes, perhaps you can help him.
Literally, I wipe off everything he just put on. Let's do this right.
I think it almost makes him look a little better for a moment because it's just all like, oh, Megan's back,
flushed.
and then there's like red and white down here, like.
I'm gonna try my best to kind of just clean him up, wipe him up, and make him look a little bit more. Describe Megan real quick. Is he clean cut? Is he I guess, raggedy?
Have you ever?
Hold on.
Have you ever seen Noodle Leaf?
Seen what?
Noodle Leaf, one of Table Story's mods.
I've got strong facial features and I'm a handsome boy.
All right.
with
Yeah,
blonde
but
hair.
you also probably look like an extra in Dallas Buyers Club. If you look like Noodle Leaf.
I look like Noodle Leaf's headshots,
You like Noodle Leaf's headshots.
which is great, by the way.
Yeah.
So I don't know what Noodle Leaf's headshots look like. So we're just gonna.
Yeah, I'm looking at the sketch.
Was drawn.
Yeah, I want to see.
I want to go ahead. I want to.
Noodle looks like how we imagine Kale to look before she was buffed up.
I do need to get a kind of buffer Kale drawn into this.
Right. just gonna kind of like dirty him up a little bit, kind of rougher around the edges, make him a little bit more tattered, just kind of like he's bumming around.
Yeah. It doesn't take a lot.
Yeah.
Savage.
It doesn't take a lot of effort.
Fuck.
I mean that it's Malcolm, but it's also you've been traveling for a week straight, and longer now, and longer. These are all you're all kind of beating the shit out of. What do you guys do? You got this kind of.
Whose house this is?
Okay, how about this? I grab the back of his hood. You wear a hood, right? Rogue's robe type thing. I pull it up over his head and I take out the mask of the Delver and I put it on his face.
Okay, that's a
Remember
magic
that
item
thing that we really needed that one time? That.
Yeah. This it's like this is a really ornate blue mask. It's got a navy blue paint across all of it. It's kind of like a sullen jester's mask, but it's got like gold trim that finishes each of the edges and around the eyes and gives it eyebrows and kind of some like wings as well. It's quite beautiful.
Look at my face.
No.
No.
I mean, you put the mask on him. I'm just saying.
I'll send you a preset. Hold on. Carry on.
He's like, let me fix this.
I have one somewhere.
Oh man. Oh, chat's right. Noodle's profile picture on Discord. What a handsome young man.
All right,
Oh,
let's
yeah.
see this.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
It's over in the Tablestory Discord, which everyone watching and listening should be a part of.
yay.
So yeah, he pulls your hood up and
Holy shit.
that's right. What a
babe.
handsome young man.
I know, right?
Noodle.
I can't dirty that up. That's not fair.
If you want to see it on the YouTube or the Patreon or the podcast, go to the Patreon. We'll put it out there as our $5 tier.
Nice. Noodle's face is
a
$5 tier,
Just a
guys.
picture of Noodle's
Picture
face.
of Noodle every week.
Just a new.
New picture of new.
I can
That
just go
is a
and
damn
I'll
good
just,
picture.
I'll
Noodle
just
doesn't
go
even need
and
to know.
I'll
That's
just
the
go and
best part.
take pictures of him without his consent. He lives in
Noodle
my
saw
house. I can just go and take pictures of him.
Here's Noodle after I cut half of his hair off while
Yeah.
he was sleeping.
Here's him
Lock
with a
of noodle
picture
hair,
on
$100.
Maybe if we no, I'm not gonna make that joke. Carry on.
Oh god.
Oh god.
So
I like that you thought better of it.
Thank you.
Yeah, when you had to actually
Sometimes I'm like,
pause.
oh, I'm on
evolved,
Tablestory. I'll
guys.
save that for my own channel.
He's evolved. So you've got this kind of entrance that most of you can fit through. If you have to like crawl kind of through, pull yourself up, kind of like swimming pool, but you're crawling into a vent. What are you doing? You guys still messing with Megan's mask?
As soon as he looks raggedy enough and fucked up enough,
Yeah. He definitely the mask definitely hides who he is. And the hood up is kind of ominous, but he just looks like a dirty end of the world prophesizer now. A doomsayer, that's what they are. What are you guys up to?
as soon as he's cleaned up, I just throw on my hood, and that's
Yeah, sorry, you wanted to know who lives here.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, roll me a history check here. With advantage.
History with advantage.
With advantage.
22 crit.
22.
Your house, Malcolm.
it's your house. You live here now.
You know that this is a house that belongs to, where is it? Milsa Traysant. I will throw the name in the chat for you. Especially on a nat 20. I didn't even see it was a nat 20. This is maybe like a woman that you knew from a tavern. You'd met at some point, maybe became acquaintances, maybe tried, maybe didn't get it. But you also knew that this corridor was in the bottom of her house.
Wait, did I not get it though? No,
Yeah.
I definitely didn't.
There's another joke there about her corridor at the bottom of her house. Oh, sorry, I
And
can't.
now you've arrived at the bottom of her cellar, where you always wanted to be.
Yikes.
I think this
So
is
much.
this is somebody
Yikes.
that you knew in Peakcliffe, and although maybe didn't get as close as you wanted, you knew that her home could be utilized as such. Maybe not on the friendliest of terms with her.
All right, this is Milsa's house, and don't fuck with nothing. All right,
What?
don't
Please.
touch anything.
How are we going to be able to
Touch
get through if we
anything?
can't touch
Let's-
anything?
Let's just go topside and be done with it.
Yes, we're just gonna go through the house, and then we're gonna go out into the street. Just don't touch anything, please. I'm begging you.
Why would we touch
all
anything?
right.
I do not feel good about this break and enter into this person's house. Is there no other way around?
Look. We're friends,
Oh,
kinda. All right.
they still not feel right to me to just break and
That's
enter.
why we don't touch
Well,
nothing.
then let's go.
What if she is in the bath?
Oh,
Then don't look at her fucking tits.
I don't think that she will be
Kel
happy
looks
either
super
way.
Just no more talking. Go, lead the way. We're right behind you.
You all crawl through this crawl space. You end up in like kind of like a disjointed cellar. Megan, Malcolm, you would know that the other entrance, the more man-made one, opens up to another cellar underneath the house here. There's a much larger one where Milsa keeps some of her collectibles, and some of Rat's men also guard the exit. So you know you can kind of escape up through this option, get out into her backyard, and kind of join the city streets again without going through that avenue. So you all begin to creep up the stairs. Roll me stealth checks.
This will not be a natural one. This will not be a natural one. This will be the best roll I've ever.
Oh my god.
Look how I've been cursed.
Ooh.
At least you didn't
Keyword-
get the natural ones. Oh,
Yeah, keyword is I didn't get the natural one, so
I got a 6, which I'm quite
So-
proud of.
We got a 27, a natural 1, a 17, and a 6. So as per usual, Cash and Megan, Malcolm, you two kind of flit maybe immediately to the edges of the doorway. Check down the hall. Everything's fine.
I, however, set the house on fire.
Again, geez.
wouldn't be the first time.
There's a quick dash across the hallway, up a set of stairs.
Can we try and destroy Peakcliffe? Just bumble. Just, that would be really awesome.
Who knows?
Fast forward a week.
Take care of all our problems in
We're
one
gonna time
go.
That's the
Next
time
episode
skip. Yeah, we
to-
time skip.
So you guys travel out of Peakcliffe, burn it the fuck down, just like everywhere else you go.
Behind you, Peakcliffe is a ruin, and you continue on to the Jade Leg.
There's just like there's a quick like elbow kind of landing of stairs that leads up to her back kitchen and out to her backyard, Megan. And Kel trips on the last step. Kind of a deafening clank of her armor as her knee kind of smacks into the board, and you hear I think you hear a woman's voice from upstairs yell out in surprise, but also hear the men downstairs kind of again. What's that? Milsa? She fall again? And you hear footsteps kind of approaching.
I do the thing, which just and then point the way that we need to go.
Yeah.
I'm
Try
gonna
and go.
scurry the way he
Yeah.
wants to go.
Yeah, pushing everybody, just shoving.
Like Kale does like a crawl or something across the kitchen.
Tom and Jerry thing with the fingers and toes.
You all exit. You all briefly exit. You get out into the backyard. You can hear a couple of voices like, "Milsa, is that you? What is this?" And then you hear like you maybe hear them like, "What's the drag marks?" You escape out into an alley as you dodge over the fence real quick. All of you quickly climbing over, and you immediately walk out into
Rats.
the streets of Peakcliffe.
Rats.
Rats. Well, you do. You walk out to a not so pretty sight.
Shit.
This is Peakcliffe. Thank you so much, Anna the Newt, for drawing Peakcliffe here. We appreciate you so much.
This is awesome looking.
This is Peakcliffe, the town atop the mountains.
Holy shit.
If I could find my atmosphere,
you would feel like this is it. It's not it.
Oh.
That's too happy. That's way too happy.
That was my
The
jig.
site of this city here. You're off here in the eastern district that you know, Malcolm, as the Hall of Union. This is where a lot of tradesmiths meet. It's also where a lot of like negotiations and basically where anything that like political might need to happen, it happens here. In front of you, however, if I could again find the fucking sound, here we go. Jesus Christ, is a little bit of a battle going on. There's some combat in the streets in front of you. You can see a couple of guards. You know them as I forget the name. I'll get it to you in a minute. A couple of dwarven guards. Malcolm, they are part of a temple here in Peakcliffe, and are it's a strong army in the upwards of like the thousands. They are the city's main defense. You can see a couple dwarves and a couple other humans in some armor. The dwarves are all wearing this bronze armor, and they've got war hammers and shields or various weapons. They are fighting what look to be skeletons. They seem to deal with them quite quickly in front of you. Just seems to be a couple of skeletons that have like swords out and a buckler. Another one has a scimitar, and as like a crack of the hammer comes down, just half of its pelvis is shattered away. And it seems like there's a constant fight that seems to be happening to your southwest.
We've only gone for 10 minutes.
Reginald is basically orgasming in your ears. He's like, yes, let me have them. Take me to the leader. I want to go to the leader, Tandro.
I grab Megan by the robe, pick him up like a fucking puppy or something. And Malcolm. I say, where is the Tower of Brienne?
You can see it. I think you can see it as you ask that. Yeah, you're like holding him. He points, and there is a large,
biggest thing.
Yeah, cylindrical tower that overlooks all of Peakcliffe.
That one?
Yeah, but we got a problem.
I drop him and start walking towards the tower.
All right.
There's skeletons here.
They seem to be dealt with. Reginald kind of chimes in along with Megan there. He's like, it wasn't like this either, but I love it. You begin to walk towards the Tower of Brienne. This large mage's tower that seems to stand outside of the town just a little bit. You can see a kind of mill of people crowded around south here. Just for reference, unfortunately it's not shown on the map. I'll have to add something. Right where I'm pointing on the map is a large kind of cavernous opening into the mountain that is known as the entrance to the crypts. You all get a sight maybe as you start to walk. Talendor, you see a crowd of people pushing through. There's fights happening on either side that seem to be well taken care of. They don't seem to need help. You have a couple of guards that are like, adventurers, seek refuge. And then they just continue running. They're just yelling and shouting at any citizens left on the street. But as you exit this main district of the Hall of Union, the surrounding area out front of this large cavernous hole is filled with undead. It's a field, like a sea of undead, Taldro. It seems to stretch all the way along the blank space here. There seems to be a kill alley set up with soldiers that leads directly out of it.
Would you say it was a tower defense?
No. It doesn't actually look like they're like centered around the tower. They are spilling out in hordes and droves and numbers. I think maybe a familiar scene comes back of when Calimbor showed you that vision of them spilling forth from a huge kind of cobble tunnel. This is the tunnel, and you can see the kind of havoc that's being wreaked. There are skeletons and zombies and different sized undead beasts that are like kind of plowing through some of the crowds, and it looks like a pretty non-stop effort to hold them back on most of the soldiers' parts. It will make direct travel through to the tower difficult if you go through. You could probably go around.
Not
a little
if
bit
we have a cleric. Sorry, that was your. Not if we have a cleric. Do it.
Yeah.
Do the cleric thing.
She forgot she's
What?
a cleric again.
Destroy them all immediately.
They're all destroyed immediately.
Boom.
Yeah.
Let's move
She
on.
did it. Roll the credits. We're leaving.
Destroyed.
Roll the cleric.
undead.
Guys, that's RagTags. Wow, jeez. On to zigzags.
How do the rest of you feel about this? I feel like you're standing at kind of the back of the lines here. In front of you, about 10 to 20 feet in front of you are soldiers that are, they've set up fortifications, defenses, seem to be shouting and yelling at each other. There's a triage line kind of happening in the back of it. When soldiers are wounded, they're taken out and they look to be taken further north into
Is
the
there
city.
any way at all to discern how long this battle might have been going on? Does this look like they've been here for a week, or this is just some fresh shit that hit the fan today? Like what?
Roll me an insight check, I think, with advantage.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanna kind of poke around on that.
Yeah.
How long is that? 20.
Like,
20.
Oh, I-
That wasn't advantage. You can roll again.
Yeah, sorry.
was it insight or?
Yep, insight.
27.
27.
Natural 20.
Natural 25. So as you kind of briefly survey, I think you can see I think what ages maybe this battle is the destruction of the city. You can see some fresh and maybe new destruction of some houses that have been caved in. Maybe as the undead overwhelm like a house just north here, one of the tents that have been set up. Some of them like pour over, and then a new kind of battalion will step forward in very disciplined training. Cash, you can notice the discipline, but I think you both can smell the acrid smell of death, of fires, of like what's the bone dust? I can't remember what it's called, but
Bone dust, not bone dust.
like in Skyrim it's called bone meal, right? I can't remember what
yeah,
it's
it's bone meal, but it's
yeah.
oh, I can't remember, but
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just death and war and
It seems like this is going on it's been going on much longer than a week. The troops seem tired, the reinforcements seem tired, and the reinforcements to the reinforcements seem tired so far. And I think you can tell some of the destruction is like it's going out in waves. They'll make progress to the left here. Even in the minutes that you're watching, it seems to be a torrential horde, like a wave that's being held back. You can tell it's been longer than weeks.
What
You
is
guys
the
do-
quickest way to the top of that tower, Malcolm?
Give me a history check.
There's undead everywhere.
Or not.
Malcolm, you good?
This isn't good.
Wait, no, it is not. Teltro
Let's go. I like
Teltro needs to know what's the quickest way to the tower.
We have to get to the top of that tower up there. There is a wizard. If we kill him, this will end. I think.
This will stop it.
I think so. This is why I am here, to deal with this.
This is your fault.
No.
But you can stop it, right?
Yes. If you can tell me how to get up there.
Right. Well, what do you want me to roll? Sorry.
History.
History.
History. Okay.
It's basically back through that cave we went.
It's you would know that there is a stairway up to the tower on the western side of it, kind of like would curve down here in a loop there, if you guys can see that on the map, on the opposite side of where you all are.
The only way in is if we go all the way around and then from behind.
Take me there then. I push him towards the undead.
Oh, look. We'll have to go. This isn't right, okay? It was fine when I left.
So was the other place.
Been invaded by the dead.
Yeah. This is your, the town that you've grown up in, the streets. You now there's an alley in front of you, Malcolm. That's like a very. In the past, it was used as a kind of procession for if anybody from the royal family died. It's kind of a straight line from the royal family or the castle, the bastion of Peakcliffe, to the cemetery there in the mountains. And you can see that's where they've set up this kind of kill choke point. The undead just continuously seem to pour. And this once beautiful alleyway has now become just an alley of the dead.
That's where they had the Mad King's Ball.
What?
The Mad King's Ball. You've heard of the Mad King's Ball?
I do not think so, but I do think we need a plan.
We need to move now. This is.
So
This city won't last.
does this city have sewers?
Yes.
Right. All right. And I just lift up a grate and
You would know. You would know, again, that Rats has eyes and ears everywhere in the sewers, however. Just in case that would affect your decision. That's his kind of that's where he operates from, essentially.
So Rats lives in the sewer. Huh.
Just in case that would affect it. You're muted. Sorry.
It might a little bit, but we're trying to get past this stream of undead, right?
Yep.
Do I think that I would be able to jump in a sewer grate here, just quickly run underneath where all this stuff is happening, and then pop out the other side?
Yeah, I think
Mario, what the hell do you think this is?
I think you can trust your knowledge maybe in the city well enough to stay out of sight and hopefully get at least near there. You do know of one in the Temple District, one very kind of prominent entrance.
I don't want to go that far. I just want to go in, get under, and then come back out again.
Yep.
Is there another way around or over the Mad King's Ball alley?
So I'll say, at some point it looks like as you go further north into the city, closer to the actual walls of the bastion, it looks like the fighting dies down a small bit there. That's not where most of the horde has. They haven't gotten there yet. So you can take the long way around the city, go through the Curio Court, which is a marketplace. Not quite sure what it's being used for now, but it doesn't look like the destruction has spread that far. They've kept it kind of at bay.
All right, we gotta run now. Follow me. I'm gonna run that way, all the way down and across and back. Take
all the way around. All right. And you all follow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's I think there's this moment where you guys duck back into the kind of Hall of Union district here, following a street. There are a couple of fights that are happening on either side of you at any given moment. As you turn around corners, there seems to be different variations and versions of the undead. You see knights in armor, wielding massive great swords, swinging them around, and 3 different dwarves, Knights of the Shield. That's what they're called. 3 different Knights of the Shield. That still doesn't sound right. Fighting them. I feel like there's a lot of chaos going on. Give me some athletics checks while you're all running throughout the city here.
This should go well.
15 from Malcolm. Damn.
14.
22. And
11.
Cash, you have maybe a little bit of hard time keeping up, but you do keep up. Nothing terrible happens. There's a couple moments where maybe there's as you turn a corner, there's a skeleton that jumps out and then a hammer smashes it into dust, and you see a dwarf as he smiles at you and starts to run away. You make it with general safety to the bastion of Peakcliffe. You can see the tall walls kind of providing some protection, some onlookers from the walls. You do all notice large mounted ballistas on each of the walls, every certain distance, that look trained upwards. I think that would bring your mind back to the dragon almost immediately. And Megan saying, or Malcolm saying, that there are some defenses against it, hopefully. As you continue along the wall here, you can see like a group of civilians coming out of a house, and it looks as if there is a group of undead that kind of breaks away from a couple of guards, and they start to head towards the civilians. What do you guys do? Carry
we
on.
all see it, or just Malcolm?
How
You all see
many?
it. I'd say like three different undead. There's one that's like got like no legs and it's crawling. It's like crawling forwards, and then there are two other somewhat armored skeletons that are advancing on a family.
I shall kill the undead.
Kesh dashes
All
in.
right. Step in.
With Kesh. I'll put Kesh on my shoulders.
Standing.
Stands on my
I'm
shoulders.
fucking blitzing.
I'll put you on my shoulders and you can T-pose them
What you all...
back to where they belong.
Sorry, I lost my map. Put you guys there. And where are all of you? So yeah, you rush forward immediately, Taldra.
I got Vertigo looking at that. Yeah, I'm running
sorry.
in as well. I'm still a paladin. I'm not that, I'm not evil.
Never been
And
scared of heights before, but that is crazy.
I feel sick.
so you guys are... Come on. There we go. There you go. You have your tokens. Click roll initiative on them.
Okay.
I am Spaldro.
The Great.
Spaldro the Great. 21 on an initiative.
All right.
That is my
Damn.
You want some undead?
natural
Pity.
20.
18, 19, 15, and 21. Okay.
All of the prime numbers. I have no idea.
Hold on.
I couldn't
Not a
name
prime.
one prime number.
You just named one. It's
The,
one.
the prime number.
You just.
Optimus Prime.
Prime.
Optimus 8.
Sorry.
It's so hot in my room, I feel like I'm going to be sick. I can't think straight. That's why I'm saying stuff like
He's
Spaldro.
losing it.
I'm really
I'm like, the delusion is actually
It's so
coming in.
horrible. I genuinely feel
Setting
awful.
in.
Oh,
It's killing me.
honey.
God.
We're losing him.
All right.
buddy.
So yeah, you just see these skeletons starting to run. Why can't I? That's it. Taldro, you get the first go. They are headed towards a small family, indicated by the very scared people down in the corner. You're very scared. You're very
Shit, they're
frightened.
there.
Yeah.
Okay, then I will use a 45 feet of movement, which means I will use a dash. And I
Okay.
will place myself between the undead and the people so that if they run past me, they have to get an opportunity. One at least gets an opportunity. I get to hit it. My Spaldro.
Good English.
I pull up Reginald as well and say, okay, now is your time to show us what you're made of, Reginald. Let's see what you got. Run past the things and then prepare myself to...
Okay. Yeah, they all react kind of simultaneously. Like the two that are standing, the ones that are in the front, the one in the back is the one on its legs. They like kind of start tracking you. Do you say anything to the family or no? You're just standing in front of them?
Get behind Spaldro.
The Great.
You hear like the father is yes, and they don't really like get behind you. They just kind of curl into the wall here, like directly.
He's fine. I will keep them alive. It's
a war
okay.
cry.
Yeah, right. That's our war cry.
I don't remember, to be honest.
Oh, okay, and that's your turn.
That is my turn.
Okay, Megan, the Baylor, Malcolm, Megan,
Malcolm the Baylor.
Baylor the Fourth. See a couple skeletons heading towards a family. Taldro's decided to protect them.
I'm gonna run forward at this one,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna stab it.
Give me Pog. 22.
Give me a pog.
Give
Pog-
me
Pog in the
pogs
chat.
in the chat, please.
The Pog in the chat and the damage.
damage. 6.
6. Yeah, so you just kind of briefly cut through. You hear bones snap as your like knife makes way through the rib cage. And it lets out like a.
Fuck off, you prick! All right, back to where you came from. And then I'm gonna use my cunning action to disengage, and I'm gonna get on these steps.
Okay. Also, your mic's like a little bit low still. Can you?
So is that better?
That's better. Yeah, that's better. So you're disengaging.
You don't know how to set up goxlr.meme.
A microphone was backwards.
How did
Cash!
you?
It's a family in trouble. What are you doing?
He's gonna go ahead and go in between actually two of them.
Okay.
Pretty much just putting himself.
Absolute mad lad.
It is me, the
top
maddest
one
of
is
lads.
prone, just so you know, it's crawling.
All right. Gonna go ahead and just plot myself right here,
Mm-hmm.
and gonna go ahead and give one big old kick to the face on the one that's prone.
Okay.
So that's
attack with advantage.
fantastic. That's gonna be advantage. Smiley face. 14.
14. I don't know if that hits. Hold on. I'm actually.
A prone skeleton. I will actually be really upset with myself.
That hits. Give me the
Oh,
damage.
thank
that hits.
fuck. All right.
Barely, actually.
8.
Okay.
8 damage on that one.
How does it look as you kill it? You just like.
Literally kicking its head, like just whether it's snapping back or it's flying off, that head is going bye-bye.
And it's like, and then like the snap of the jaw hitting, and it goes as the head kind of rolls backwards into this alley back here.
Field
And then-
goal.
And then
what it's called.
to the one to the right, I'm gonna go ahead and pretty much give it just a punch to the back of the head, just kind
Okay.
of trying to mobilize as much as possible.
Yep.
26.
That's a hit.
And that's gonna be 10 damage.
That is 10 damage. Yeah, so I think you punch through and you bop its head off, right? So you like, and just its whole head goes into the wall, bursts and explodes. And the body still, like you can hear the creaks of the bones as the sword starts to fly backwards a little bit.
Oh, that's not right.
Bum, bum, bum. And is that your turn?
Actually, no, it is not.
No?
I'm gonna go ahead and give it another punch.
Give it another punch.
I'm gonna go ahead and just fucking get rid of the body at this point. I forgot that I get 23
That's a hit.
and 6 damage.
How does it look? You just kick it and punch and what do you?
Pretty much it punches the head off. I see it swinging. I'm just gonna go ahead and just get a big old kick to the same wall.
Well, just like in the back of its back, it just
Yeah.
flies forward, bashes. 2 of these get dispatched immediately as you run up in between them, Taldro. And that is the end of your turn. This
Look what you
skeleton
did.
that is still alive is going to turn and swing it into you, Kesh.
Fantastic. Come at me, big boy.
What do you roll? What do you roll? Where is it? What do you roll? You roll. It's a 17 hit.
Barely, yes.
All right. Hold on.
Cash was decapitated today.
3 damage. As it just like kind of stabs into maybe your collarbone, just grinds in a little bit. And it looks at you like smooth.
It's a mood.
That is the end of its turn. Kale, what do you want to do?
I'm a really good cleric, and I don't think I have any undead stuff available, so I'm gonna guiding bolt the one south.
Channel Divinity gives you. Make sure to check out your Channel Divinities because those give you free of those things a day.
Channel Divinity, you only have like
You've got
one
life.
of.
You've got life cleric stuff, I think, though, right?
Please.
Which is heal. So.
Yeah, I'm just gonna guiding bolt that guy south of Cash there.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead and give me the attack roll with
No
Guiding Bolt.
worries.
Do you remember Fairlight in Dustvale when he would just go insane at
Yep.
everyone on their
Yep.
turns? That's how I felt.
That's what you did.
I'm trying not
18.
to.
It hits. Give me a damage roll.
So I can do that up to level 3 now, is that right? Or
Yeah.
I'm level 5, but I can do it up to level
You can
3.
do up to level 3, yeah.
All right.
But you can only cast a certain amount of level 3s a day.
So I'm gonna do that to the skelly.
15. Is that a level 1 or?
Should be 1.
Jeez. Yeah. It just kind of streaks out again. That teal blue, like kind of comet look trail behind it strikes into the back, and it like overloads a little bit. Like you can see it like absorb into it, and then the entire thing just bursts into pieces. The arms and the legs and kind of some fingers go flying. One of them smacks Kesh in the face. The sword gets like pulled out of you and flung from the impact, and he goes down. The scene settles for a moment. One of the family members kind of peeks their head out. You can still hear, a battle happening around you. Just down the alley to the east of the map here is another battle with a couple of Knights of the Shield fighting against and holding some undead from getting into this alley.
I shout over to the family.
Ends. Yeah.
How long have these undead been here?
2 months! 2 months of this hell!
Why are you running out of your house? Go back inside.
We were trying to seek safety at the Bastion, or at the tavern, or the north end of the inn, or of the town.
Which is
the north end of the town is
closest?
untouched. The closest, you asked them which end is the closest? Yeah, they point up, they can see the towering walls of the Bastion. The Bastion!
Okay, we will take you there.
Thank you. Are you knights?
No.
They all like collect themselves a little bit more.
I am a guard from the Temple of Eldath.
One of the kids.
A decorator called Malcolm.
One of the kids speaks up. Nice to meet you, Malcolm. How do you like to paint?
With a brush.
Wow.
My favorite color is blue.
Wow, I like blue.
A lot of questions coming at me right now. I'm feeling a little attacked.
Is there? You say there's a child with them?
Yeah, there's a kid. It's a mother, a father, and a child.
I pick the child
sorry,
up.
Two children.
I pick the 2 children up and start moving quickly. Come with me.
Just real quick.
Towards the bastion.
Yeah, they go with you. They kind of let you lift up. The one is like, hi, mommy, I see undead. In your ears, Taldro, all you hear is,
Taldro! Hey, we were there. I was going to taste it again. Don't take these kids back. I need undead blood, dust. Let me kill undead. I didn't even get to hit one, Taldro. Taldro!
Everyone but Reginald got to hit one.
And the mother and father, they try and stick a little close with you, Taldro. I think you guys kind of.
Kesh is probably going to escort Kesh will escort the parents a little closer. Kind of keep them out.
The mother, she's like a kind of a short-ish human, got like red hair, and she kind of holds onto your arm and onto her husband's, and she looks up at you and she's, thank you, young elf, thank you so much.
That's what we're here to do.
Our heroes. And it's a short walk. It's a couple corners that you'd already turned to a small gate that doesn't seem to be the main gate, but there is a guard outside of it. And you approach, and he kind of, you can see he's dressed in a somewhat heavily armored getup. He's got a large halberd, and there's only one of him at the entrance to the wall here. It's just a small like ramshackle door, and he kind of addresses you as you come up. He's, oh, what can I do for you?
I launch 2 children at him.
And then the other one
together to make nunchucks.
He kind of barely lets down the first one and kind of catches the other one, almost lets it go.
Good luck.
What do you mean?
I'm already walking away.
The mother and the father kind of rush forward, and you hear her like, please, sir, please, we need to get into the inner walls. And you all just start to walk away while the conversation happens.
Yep, making sure. Yeah,
I'm walking away. They said we have to go there, so I'm like, they're there now.
Yeah,
time to kill a wizard.
You hear him question them for a moment. There's a brief exchange, kind of, where are you from? What are your names? All right, and he pulls out like a small ledger, writes it down, and then as you get a little farther away, you can see him kind of giving nondescript directions as he opens the door, kind of telling them to go right. And but he, as the door closed, he kind of yells back down the alleyway after all of you, and he says, "Adventurers, where do you go? Where are you headed?"
I just point at the tower.
I'm looking at Malcolm.
Go into the tower.
To face the mad wizard.
You know about
The four of you. Yes.
I'm gonna run back to him.
Yeah, so you kind of you start to run over. He pulls up his like salad visor or whatever they are. You can see his eyes. They seem to be pained. And kind of like now burning with questions as you run up and he's, yes, what are you doing?
Malcolm, painter decorator. Here's my card.
To meet you.
I give him a card.
What is your card?
It says Malcolm, painter decorator.
It's just like small little like 3x5 pieces of paper from his disguise kit.
I have a forgery kit. I totally could have made this.
Okay. So yeah, you have like a couple 3x5s from your disguise and forgery kits. And he greets you. I'm Elric. Nice to meet you, Malcolm. Painter. Wife would love this.
And
puts it away and decorate it. The wife would love you. Tell me, how don't you know about the Mad Wizard?
This has been happening for like 2 months, right?
Yes.
Well, I left here about 2 months and a day ago, and there was none of this.
Yes. Then let me catch you up. And he kind of like briefly begins to kind of tell you a story about one of the apprentices in the Mage Tower. Kind of checks with you a couple times. You know, the Mage's College, you know it, yes? Yes.
Decorated it before.
Oh, wow. So you must know the inside. That explains a lot. He begins to tell you about. Essentially, there's an apprentice inside, as far as most of the people from the outside know. Any wizards that were out of, or any students that were out of the tower at the time of this event, were locked out. And anybody locked within, they haven't heard from. There is an apprentice who, on the second day of the undead rising, came to the balcony at the very, very top of the Tower of Brienne and gave a speech by amplifying his voice. That the destruction of Peakcliffe was near, and his master will have his way. And he seems to like shudder as he says that to you. He describes that the undead, they seemingly came from nowhere. They just started to march from the crypts, the cavernous kind of opening that you would walk by. You've seen all the undead coming from. They just came. We didn't have any time to set them up or set up for it. But the first week there were many losses, and we rallied after that. It's been this since.
Who's the apprentice?
None know. None could discern.
Well, what are the priests doing? What about Landham?
Nothing. They hide. He has magical artifacts. They reside in the top tower. Some say that he's killed the magister of the tower and taken over the vault. Roll me a quick history check.
I will do this.
Or you I shall tell you the answer, or not, young Malcolm.
19.
The vault. Okay, so the vault is actually it is pretty common around the city, but you have heard a couple of things from the organizations as well that there are. I think the general myth is that there are artifacts of great power hidden within the vault. By the way, have any of you approached as well, or are you guys just staying away?
Sorry, the vault.
I'm probably following pretty tightly.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'll
okay.
be within earshot.
So then you're all getting this. Yeah, there is a vault that the magister, the head of the tower at any given time, whoever's running this college and doing any experiments, a council names a head, and the head presides over a vault of some of the most terrible magical artifacts that have ever been introduced into the realm. And the rumor is that the magister has died, but you would know from people in your organization that the rumor is true. There are some of the most terrible magical artifacts known to any of the realms stored within that tower.
Have me and my crew ever considered doing some thieving, doing like a raid on it? Do I know any information?
So I think that's like one of those. Oh my God, the sun! I think this is one of those maybe ultimate heists.
God.
I was just thinking, it looks like he's burning like a vampire.
Welcome, my children.
This is the ultimate heist. You know, the one that you kind of joke around with among your friends when you're drunk, and like, yeah, let's pull a heist on the Mage Guild. Go to the Tower of Brienne. A couple people have tried it. None have ever succeeded, and
high security.
It's partly due to the fact that there are 9 different segments to this tower, each equal in size. Each of them are supposedly inscribed with different runes and such, and hieroglyphs on the outside, and apparently each of the rooms inside are different. There's your history check.
That's my history check. Right. Look, and I point to Taldro.
Yes.
He can fix this, alright? But we're gonna need help.
Well, there are some of the mages that were exiled upon the locking of the doors that were locked outside. They currently gather, fight off the undead hordes around it, and I presume they're trying to find a way in.
Who's in charge of the mages?
Nobody anymore. Probably somebody on that side of the tower. We've not known. We don't hear from them. They seclude themselves in huts and magical tents. Don't come out until it's to work on the tower.
I know you don't. How long have you been a guard?
Quite a few years. I don't think I know you.
What was your
Elric.
name? Oh my God, you're Eldrick?
Elric. I do not know of an Eldrick, but Elric, yes.
Elric, that's what I said.
Elric von Sorensen, yes.
Oh my God. Can I have your autograph? And I'm going to get a piece of paper and get him to sign it. Can you?
My autograph?
Yeah.
You've heard of the Battle of the Steps?
Oh, the battle. That's my favorite step.
But I presided over those steps.
That was you?
Day and night, yes, it was I. I was the one that blew the horn when the refugees arrived.
That was you with the horn?
Yes.
Oh, that's banging, but
yes.
Do you mind?
Of course. Kind of gives you a brief jot of his name.
That can I have that pen? Thank you.
Thank you, of course. Thank you, Malcolm. Malcolm, it was. Thank you. Thank you.
Malcolm.
Thrust
Chest.
Thrust Chest, a strong name. Very strong, like Sorensen.
Yes. I finally got to meet you, and that's just made bad. I gotta go though. All right, tidy.
Perhaps we can speak in the future. We'll call upon your services.
Get your wife's people to call my people, eh?
Yes. We're expecting soon. We'll maybe need a baby room when all of this ends.
Oh, baby.
Yes.
Aye. Spikes and cages.
I'm walking away at this point.
Yeah, I feel like it's like that. Like you're ending the conversation, and he's trying to keep it going, and you're you exit the conversation here and continue upon the alleyway. Do you guys say anything to each other as you're leaving here, or?
We need to stop. Hang on, stop. I'm gonna get out this piece of paper with the guard's signature in it, and I would like to forge I wanna forge some kind of documents that says that we're in charge of taking over or reclaiming the tower.
Okay.
Present to people so they'll just help us without me having to lie.
Yeah, give me a check with your forgery kit.
Okay. Forgery.
Oh my God.
Proficiency. Come on. Oh, do I get advantage because I got a signature?
Yes, I'll say it. It's a 9, and the 9 now becomes
a 9. 24.
A 24. Yeah, I think you can do it. You can do it while you're walking. I think you kind of scribble a note. You're like maybe walking and talking, and you're telling them and writing everything that you're saying down, and then you kind of perfect it with his signature. Maybe it's like first try, you don't get it right, and you stop yourself, and you actually stop And then you do it, and you kind of hold it up to the group as you're saying it. He holds up it looks like some kind of decree.
Right.
Something.
This'll help us.
And you continue on?
Yeah. I'll keep directing them to the correct direction.
All right. The battle starts to die down here. Maybe as you pass Curio Court, you can hear it in the far distant reaches. But as you pass through the court itself, it seems like some people are just living life as they should. You can hear a couple of like blacksmiths and armorers that obviously seem to be overworked currently, but there's still a couple of stores that are open, like a general store. There's like a mysterious blackened window store with purple ribbons that seems strangely open. In Curio Court, you see a kind of 2-story tavern as you pass through it. A couple people coming and going, and you continue on down south even further through the city. There is a moment where you kind of break free of the city district again. Jesus Christ, I'm really becoming God. You're gonna break free of this city district again, and you're met with the sounds of battle as you get down to kind of the southern part of Curio Court here, and you look up this ridge that the Tower of Brienne lies atop. It is, it's gargantuan. You can see, there are 9 cylindrical kind of portions to it, but each seems huge in size, like 15, 20, 30 feet up. Kind of loose count of it. In between you and these kind of small steps that seem to go up a little portion of the mountain, there are a couple fights happening on these steps, and there are a couple of undead in between. Seems like a couple of scragglers from fights that are happening both on your right and left. There's kind of a clear path through, but there are a couple of undead that are straggling from the fight. What do you want to do? You're muted.
There it is.
We're just there.
Yeah, I feel like this is kind of like you're at the edge of a road or an alley, right? And you've come out to kind of another like, it opens up. You can see to your left down further is that opening and more of the fight. Some of it has leaked up along, here. And there's kind of a pathway through to the mountains in front of you, but it's like I'm saying, there's going to be a couple of undead in your way.
Oh, I thought you meant that there was like skirmishes going on, because I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, there are a couple on either side. I was just telling you why those undead are there.
If there was knights, if there are knights dealing with it, if it's people being eaten, then
yeah, no, there are people fighting.
I'm like beelining for the place that Megan told us to go, but I think we're probably following Megan.
Yeah.
So really, I'm somewhat deferring to Megan's.
Yeah.
I would try and go around the rest of the undead. I just want to make a beeline for the tower.
Okay. Yep. Okay, give me I'll say dexterity checks here. As you guys, oh my god. I'll say dexterity checks as you guys.
You look like an extra out Jurassic Park now with that fern there.
I'm really getting the vampire vibe here.
Oh man.
Should not be in the sun.
It's so hot.
He's literally
I'm like
melting.
sweating. I am literally melting. What did you guys roll your dexterity checks here? No. Give me dexterity checks as you push through.
Checks.
Sorry?
You say checks, sorry, or say
Dex checks, yes.
Dex check.
3.
17.
17. Kale, give me a check, not a save.
Oh,
wait, it doesn't matter. No, never mind.
It would be the same.
Yeah, you'd be the exact same. So a 3, a 17, a 16, and a 17. So the 3 of you get through this crowd. I feel like the 3 of you get through with no issue. Taldro, you get tangled up for a moment. Like as you're running, there's a skeleton that kind of engages you. It takes a swing at you. And it hits. If you'd like, you can retaliate, or you can keep moving.
I'll kill it. I got Reginald.
Okay. All right. I feel like Reginald like senses it coming as you're running. It's like kind of converging on you, and it's like yes. Taldro, hit it for me. Come on. You take 4 damage, by the way.
Yeah. I'll hit it with Reginald.
Okay.
Give me an attack.
22.
It hits.
For 7 slashing and 4 whatever else it does.
All right, so 11
Reginald
damage
is
total.
a weird weapon. I don't know how it works.
I can't remember, there was something else on it, but I'm not going to mess with it now for the sake of it. Yeah, so you do 11 damage. You sweep through as soon as it connects with the skeleton. And I mean, as soon as it connects, you hear an, "Ah, yes, 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 this is what I was born to do, Caldro." Cuts through in one fell swoop, and the skeleton kind of falls apart in pieces, and you carry on rushing up the steps. You guys all push up towards the tower, yeah?
That's fun.
As you push up.
Mages that you were talking about earlier?
As you push up, there's a little bit of a bend, right? So you're pushing past some of these fights. There's some skeleton and some people being pushed off the edge. They kind of tumble down. It's not too far of a fall. Like one skeleton falls down and then a dwarf like jumps down with 2 warhammers to make sure that it's dead. As you get up to the top, you can see some of the fighting ceases. You come up to what seems to be like a kind of like flatter plane. And it seems to be the steps, like the last final 15 steps up to the Tower of Brienne. There does seem to be, a cluster of mages outside of the tower here. See about 14 or 15 figures among some small like burlap tents that have a slight shimmer to them, and they are all wearing like long blue and white robes. And they all seem to be like in a discussion as you all come up. They don't seem to notice you at all.
Yeah, I'm gonna approach them.
You walk up and you hear one or two of them arguing with like a shorter wizard as you walk up. You guys, is that a good music level for you, by the way? Are you in stream?
No.
Sorry. Okay. So you walk up and you hear a quick discussion of one of the mages speaking to the other one. Who's, there's no way you can do that. There's absolutely no way. I'm trying to tell you, Solari, that there's no way. The bricks have been placed by one of the magisters themselves, and there's just no way to take it out. And you hear like the woman complain as she's like walking over to the tower. She's like, there can't be no way. Obviously, if we had a crowbar or something, we could start prying the bricks out. And one of them is kind of, it's been 2 months. We can't take the bricks off. And then you walk up, and one of them, kind of the first one that had spoke, he's a human male. He's got dark black hair. He turns around as he hears your footsteps, and he regards you, and he's like, What do you want?
All right, lads, don't panic. We're here now. All right, how you doing? How's it been going? You making any headway?
None. You hear like a couple other voices echo that sentiment, and then one at the end of it. Who are you?
You know what? I'm Malcolm. Oh, hang on.
Who's that?
People with your paper. Hang on, I've got a decree here. All right, there you go. All right, there we go. Now, everyone gather round. Right?
Hold on. Whoa. Show that to us.
Do you like paper so much? Look, there we go.
They like scrutinize it. Yes, we'll take care of it. Be taking over the proceedings from here. Elric von who? Wait, are you showing them that, or are you showing them your Michael card?
My Michael card?
Or Malcolm card, sorry. My Malcolm card.
The decree that I...
Okay, yeah. By Elric Van Sorensen.
His name is Malcolm Michael.
Malcolm Michael Van Sorensen Elric IV. We've
Elric,
never heard of...
The Hornblower literally saved the world. The Battle of the Steps.
Somebody like nudges him. The Battle of the Steps. Battle of the Steps. That Elric? The one that spoke to him a week ago. He's not in no position of command, but...
He's the Great Hornblower. Look,
hold this piece of paper. Yeah.
Look, can we stop talking about paper and get on with more important things?
Fine.
Like saving the city.
What are you here for?
I tell you what, no. Let's have a nice sit down, all right? And I can't wait to go back to the higher-ups and tell them how you've been acting to someone who has a decree. Decree. I can't say that word. I've got a degree now. I've got a bachelor's degree.
Congrats.
Hold on. Okay. Give me a persuasion check with advantage.
Oh, here we go. This ain't gonna go well.
It's with advantage. You'll be fine.
Isn't possibly good.
What could you possibly say to fuck this over? Nothing.
Sure, roll 20. There's a... Oh, thank you. There's a mage that speaks up from the front again. One with like curly blonde hair, and He like, well, we do need a solution pretty soon. Just let him through. Who cares? They all like, yes. Well, what are you here for? Says
Right.
the one with the black hair again.
We're obviously going to get rid of the wizard.
Right, and how?
Look, I'm not about to give up trade secrets to, you know, the help.
Right.
Right, have you tried to get this open or what?
We've tried many times. We've been trying for days and nights for it.
Locked or magic locked?
Locked, magic locked, locked by runes, arcane hieroglyphics, which aren't the same as runes. There are also old ancient languages inscribed above the second tier. So even if you get into the first tier, there's no way that you could get to the second tier.
Right, and what have you tried?
Everything short of accepting the invitation from the wizard inn.
Right, have you tried knocking?
Yes.
Oh.
We knocked, and he invited us in, but we didn't go.
Right,
Because
why didn't you? Because you're supposed to be getting in here to get
you
in.
see like him like kind of give you a come on look, like a really?
But you can't lie to a wizard?
We're not accepting a trap. He's got all the artifacts from the vault up there. We need to find a way to get in, sneak in, and then take him out.
Sneak in? Look, there's no secret. Is there a secret way in here when we were bullshitting with mates? We're gonna rob it one day.
I would say none that you maybe some you fantasized about, but none that anybody know about.
I'd like to take a look at the door and see if my spidey senses, my thief senses, give me any hint at all of a way that I would get in here without the use of magic.
Give me. Wow, that was so specific. Give me. I'll say for this, it's give me an Arcana check.
Oh, an Arcana. Without the age of magic, you wanna. That's literally why I said that at the end.
Oh, sorry. Without the or then we'll do.
No, if you want me to
It's
roll
still
it.
no. It's
If it's a. If
yeah. No.
magic
It's still an Arcana check. It is still an Arcana check. Yeah.
20.
20. I think it's not your first time seeing a locked door, which is probably how you can recognize it so easily. There doesn't seem to be any door handle. Doesn't seem to be anything, like it's a complete nondescript, just flat wooden door. Couple of metal, divots or bolts that have been put in, and the rest of it is just flat surface. No way in, no way out. You can tell it's protected. You see some runes that kind of arch above the cobble, and they seem to be in 6 different sets of runes that go above the cobble and kind of fold over the different pieces of it.
Right. Like a challenge. Any of these bricks around the back end not covered by any of this magic or runes or inscriptions?
You can see like 2 or 3 of them thinking. A couple of them have just gone back to their discussion. Yeah, the one named Solari, she speaks up and she's, yeah, one of them back there.
Which one?
Back there. She kind of gives a motion to follow her, and starts to like walk around the back of the tower. Do the rest of you follow?
I do.
Yeah. Okay.
Keeping an eye out, but yeah.
For what? Like just general.
Just glancing over if there's sketchy movements, if there's anything, if I'm hearing sounds that you probably shouldn't be hearing around here.
Yeah. I think like as far as like sounds, Matt, the most you can hear is like indistinct chatter. You can hear the battle kind of raging down below. Some of the thunder cracks in like a distant storm. And I should note from here, you guys can see out across the continent as well. It's quite a beautiful sight. As you all start to walk around, she kind of like Solari, she's like, yeah, follow me this way, right? And she just starts to like back up and turn around and go around the back. And as you're walking, you hear like, yeah, found it. And you all start to walk around. It's quite a large tower here. The circumference of it is, I'm not going to give it to you. Like you start to make your trip around, and by the time you hear her say, "Yeah, found it,"
Yeah. What would you say the circumference of this was?
Roughly the size. No, I'm not giving
I'm
it to
very
you.
curious about this circumference.
As you
I wonder how far across it is.
Very interesting. The most imperative
Any idea on the
information.
radius it falls?
Reginald goes
314 inches around.
14 inches around.
I think I guesstimated.
as you reach the back of the tower. As you reach the back of the tower, the woman isn't there.
Hello?
That can't be good.
Roll me perception checks since you wanted to. Cash.
With a pleasure.
I forgot about this.
Keen.
9.
You don't-
Holy shit. The god
As
light.
you're standing there for a moment, you ask that question, Megan, Malcolm, and I think something starts to maybe a bad gut feeling starts to kick in, Kesh, and from behind you hear a of a knife being pulled out of its sheath. And that
Yeah.
is where we end.
No, you are not doing that. You are not doing that.
Ha! Sorry, guys.
Oh. The dagger was pulled.
Jay, please. With the just let the
I am
some chanting.
so gonna run my own campaign and kill you. Oh my god.
Oh
You can be
man.
Jesus all you fucking want. It's not gonna save you. I'm gonna play in the middle of the night when you're weakest.
Is I gotta get
Of
off because it's
course.
literally only going to get worse. As soon as the sun hits this window, the whole living room is done. I saw the light. The light was
orb.
like starting to come over my face at one point if I didn't sit up this tall.
Yep. Oh my
But
god.
yeah, guys, Zopbot's gonna run a campaign when we hit 5K on St. Jude. Go donate now.
Confirmed.
What?
Confirmed. Katie Peters Plays is GMing for her first time if we hit 7,500.
Nice.
So please go and check out St.
And I'll
Jude.
do Naruto at 10K. Just for that.
She'll just watch Naruto on screen
Naruto.
with the viewers. And then she's going to be like, all right, guys, now watch this. And Naruto run around the house.
Naruto running back and forth the camp.
Every sub, I'll do it again. All right. Thanks for playing, guys. Thank you, everyone, so much for watching. Y'all were great. Thanks for coming to today's session. No curse this week. Hopefully we hit the zigzags. I said no curse this week. I didn't jinx it this time. Hopefully we hit.
just brought it up.
Nah, dude. This is
The
literally a
curse
campaign
can't
about
hear
a
you.
curse. You need to stare it down in the face, look it in the eyes, and say, fuck no. Why don't we go around the table? Introduce where you guys are. See, it's happening. The stars are aligning.
The sun is coming to the flame.
Jesus Lord.
So,
Jesus.
Zotbot.
Good Lord.
Oh, by the way, the circumference is 26 feet.
26 feet.
There we go. Okay, we figured it out.
He's not talking
Zotbot.
about the tower, ladies.
Oh,
That's my penis. There it is. Wait, what am I supposed to be doing, Jesus?
Tell them where you're
Wow.
doing what you do. Do the Zotbot thing.
I'm
That is-
distracted by God himself. That is,
can't.
you are illuminated.
That
Your
is-
entire body is actually brighter than anything.
really? Can we get
That
that
is
in full
awesome.
for chat? Like, can we just
Hold
get
on.
the full?
It's actually fading. Look at it. Look at it
Oh,
slowly
you
fade.
need to move your head back slightly.
Look at the sunset. It's actually set. It's going right to your forehead. Of course it is. Your forehead is now the shiniest thing I've ever seen.
That's just
That's your 5 head. Gotcha. Okay.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
What am I supposed to do again?
Say your channel out.
Twitch.tv/Zotbot. What was it? What are we doing tomorrow? We're doing stuff tomorrow, I think. But Sunday. Be there. Where myself, Mr. J. Brotatoe, Daniel the Demon, and Romcom are all going to go ahead and do some wacky. It's actually, what was the name of the cartoon? Wacky something races. Damn it!
That wacky.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
Is it just wacky races?
probably
If
wacky
you're
races.
referencing
God.
wacky races, it's just wacky races.
It's
if
just
you're
wacky.
referencing wacky races, it's probably
I'm pretty sure it's just wacky races. But we're gonna do some good old St. Jude charity funding, and it's going to be good stuff and fun stuff. So make sure you're there.
It's gonna be scary. Make sure to be there. What about you, Peachy?
Oh, of course.
Sorry, buddy.
Leaving? No.
Hi.
I always do kale and Talendra. Just remember that.
Right. I'll definitely remember that, and I won't forget it at all. Obviously, tomorrow 5 p.m. GMT. On Sunday, it is my birthday. Subathon. This will be before they do their shit, so don't worry. And if we hit the sub goal, I'm going to attempt to play my favorite Souls-like, The Surge.
Oh my god. Yes.
I am here for every second of this.
Yes.
Because your pain will bring me joy.
All
Yes.
right, hit that follow button, and if we hit the goal, boom, it'll happen. Yeah, and
Boom.
that's
Do it.
it.
Boom.
Tuesday. When is
Hi.
the annual Tuesday Gray stream happening?
They're probably it already did happen.
Fuck.
So who knows when there'll be another one.
I missed it.
I did see a literal army of dudes installing fiber, but it was about 15-20 minutes from here, so they're still trying to cover the entire county, and they don't have enough people to do the residential installs. So I'm still waiting on that. So who knows when the next stream will be, but if you want to be there, I'm Tuesday Gray on Twitch and Twitter. Thanks for watching.
Go follow it. Mods, can we get a link in the chat, please? Mr. Bradley Wattell.
That's me, everybody. Hi. I am genuinely about to be sick. It's so hot in this room. You know when you get that weird kind of like I just kind of feel sick and kind of like awful, and like my throat feels strange, like I just want to, yeah. If you would like to watch something known as the Darkfire Endgame Experience, then tune in next Tuesday. That's when we run a D&D game called Darkfire. It's coming towards the end now. They are truly in the end game. They have been placed firmly on the railroading tracks that take them through to the end of the show, and there ain't no getting off of that train they on unless they beat it or die. So only a handful of episodes left of that, and then that will be a complete show, and you can watch that on VODs and stuff, and then then production will begin for a new one, which stars Katie Peters plays.
Poor Katie, man. Poor Katie.
So, yeah, if you want to watch that, then you can. Other than that, then we have Zero Blue Orion on a Monday. That's a brand new show as well. That is a sort of anime mecha-inspired one. Everybody sounds a little like this. Oh my god, we're not gonna make it! Shh, I can't do the sound effects because it will mess up all of the sounds right now. And also, which Final Fantasy is this? Which Final Fantasy am I going to rip off for my next one? It's a trick question, and I
meant the moment where you're going through the end of the campaign, where you get put on the rails. I just imagine like a museum of Final Fantasies.
Oh, there's always a bit where it comes up and there's a message, and it's like, if you want to continue past this point, you won't be able to go back to the open world. They've hit that point. They really have. Yeah, we have brand new show on Monday, Darkfire. And are you doing some crazy stuff tomorrow, or am I just sort of?
I was going to talk about it. Yeah, I'm doing a little pop-up campaign tomorrow. If the crew of Halcyon Unbound will fucking reply to me, I'm directly calling out Goobers and PB. I love you both. We're trying to run a pop-up campaign because the last 2 years we've role-played with the Friday crew, and we love our Friday people. So if you guys like more D&D 5e and me GMing, I'll be hopefully GMing tomorrow here. If we get enough players, we'll be GMing tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern. I think it's going to take place a little bit in Peakcliffe, but before the bullshit and not really be associated to the world. This is going to be the Sliders campaign. This is the Sliders campaign. This is where Brad's like, fuck, man, I said no to this shit. God damn it.
I know. I can't. I'm way too busy tomorrow night. Otherwise.
It's too much. And also, as Zot mentioned, we've got Mario Kart on Sunday. There's a pretty shitty prize for whoever loses, so make sure to be there.
They die.
I'm not losing. I am.
Bro, you're losing.
I'm not gonna fucking lose.
You're gonna get zapped.
They have no idea, and I don't want to fucking tell them because I'm not losing.
I haven't done anything. I
God
haven't
just
spoiled
told
anything.
you you're gonna lose. I would worry a little bit.
God has said you shall get.
Oh, God's gonna be fucking funny for a little while, so it's gonna be funny.
Yeah, he's gonna
speaking
full
like
body
he's
shave.
like a professional or something. I don't know.
He's been practicing Mario Kart. It is like, I want you guys to know the punishment is enough to practice. Like,
Oh, God.
it's enough to actually
Oh, God.
practice.
Oh God,
Wow.
there we go.
Yeah, God has taken over. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I clicked a button and it.
Oh, no.
It maximized
All right.
zoom.
All right. Let's head out of here. Thank you guys so much again for watching. Please check out Tablestory's Patreon. If you want to make some NPCs for any of the campaigns, you can at the $10 tier. We just had a bunch of new stuff put up for Zero Blue Orion. This is me, Jesus, telling you to go check it out. That's a really good anime mecha show. Make sure to go watch it. Follow our YouTube. I am
The Enlightened One.
That's not right.
And no, I'm really cool. Satan, what's up, bro? How's it going, man? Shocker, bro. You want to maybe come and sell your soul?
Bye.
Wow.